Today, we are so close to the anniversary of the Nintendo Switch 2. 1 year has almost come to an end. Wow! So we're going to be doing a little compare and contrast. We're going to see how the Switch 2's game lineup stacks up with the incredible launch year lineup of Switch 1. We're also going to be looking at some games that came out the first year of PS5, of even the Wii U, and just doing a little compare and contrast. How did Switch 2 do against all of these other launch years?
Yeah, it's been about, next week is 1 year.
Yeah.
So we're getting right up on it.
I know, I can't believe it.
It is interesting because I think everybody says like, 2017, it's impossible to beat. It will never be topped.
It's a pretty tough year.
And now we got about almost 10 years of hindsight. Like we can really look at that objectively.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Switch 2 had a lot of games, kind of interesting to compare and contrast. And there was one older platform that we went to compare to that I was very surprised by. Oh, that's a lot better than I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking back and looking at both first-party and third-party games,
right,
in that first launch year for some of these consoles has been really interesting because you can see some years where the third parties were not it. They were we don't believe in this thing.
They weren't having
and
it.
The first parties had to really carry the weight. And then there's vice versa too that happened. So it's just really interesting to look back. And yeah, we'll come away with some kind of, I don't know, a score of some sort of how we think the Switch 2's first year lineup is good or bad or in the middle. We'll see.
Shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Check us out at patreon.com/Kit and Krysta, who are enjoying this week our wonderful story time about Mr. Takashi Tezuka.
Oh, the legend himself.
Who is just weeks away from retiring.
I know. I'm happy for him that he's going to be able to get some rest. But he is such a legend. He was at Nintendo for, almost...
a long time.
Yeah, a lot, since the 84.
His early 20s.
Yeah, 40 plus
something years, yeah.
Something crazy like that. So, yes, we have some really fun stories, some really fun memories of Mr. Tezuka. We were so lucky to be able to work with him a bit as well on some of the games when we were at Nintendo. So it was just so fun to look back on someone that we both just love so much and have such fond memories about. So
yeah, this story, we have 6 quick stories that we are telling, give you a good kind of snapshot of what he was like and some of the stuff that we did with him, which was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
We are back from Toronto. We
had
were
a
there
great
for
time.
The majority of last week, and we did have a great time.
It was so fun. We were there to do some really fun talks, some consulting things at the other side of our business with indie developers, which was really fun, very inspirational for us. And then we also vlogged our time.
Vlogged?
Vlogged.
Oh my gosh.
Not vlogged. No, vlogged. We were wait, how did they come up with the word vlog? And how come blog, which is
They're
web
terrible
blog,
words. We need new words. Maybe you can pioneer.
W-log.
Maybe you can pioneer a new word.
A plog.
No.
A podcast.
We're not logging anything.
We're no longer logging.
No, we're done logging. The age of logging is over.
Captain's log.
Yeah, now I just imagine you in a flannel shirt with a giant axe. The age of logging has ended.
Oh, logging. That kind of logging.
Yeah.
Have you ever logged? Have you ever cut wood before with an axe?
Yes, I have actually. Yes.
I have too. Have you ever done
Congratulations.
that axe throwing thing?
No, I'm not interested in that.
That's pretty fun.
I've seen enough it ricocheted and it bounced back.
No, it won't.
I've seen enough. I've seen those.
That's fake. That's AI.
Have you ever done the thing where you're running on the log in water?
No.
No.
Have you?
No. Most people have not done these things.
I do like watching that logging contest.
I want to see how far we can take this. There was a game. People will have to fill us in on the exact name on the original Switch that was
Logger?
the Logger games, and you were doing that kind of stuff. And
that's cool.
It was a little mini gamey.
There is a actual very famous contest.
Yes.
I think that they do. I think in the people in your homeland of Sweden do this. The mountain
people, yes.
Yes, those people with the faces and the mustaches. They're doing.
We've all got faces.
We don't have mustaches.
We've all got faces.
And they do contests where they're how fast can you chop down this tree? Can you climb up this thing?
Right.
That seems hard.
Yes.
But they do running on the water with the logs.
Good.
What were we talking about?
Fun aside, Toronto.
We have a vlog.
Yes.
Of our time in Toronto, where we go retro game shopping, we check out some really fun barcades.
Yeah.
Get our nostalgia on. We eat so well in Toronto. It was great.
I mean, one of the things we were there for was this. It's called B2B, business to business. So it's not like for like fans of video games. It's like there's actually business happening there.
The business was happening. You were in a shirt with buttons.
I was wearing a shirt with buttons because it was so serious.
It was very serious.
And it was interesting to see just kind of like the current state of things. And just like, it is really tough out there if you're an indie developer, like a true indie developer, like trying to get your game off the ground. Because it's like at some point you need some money, and like the bar is so high in the things that these people are looking for to be able to give you the money. It's it's almost not attainable for most people.
Yeah, it is really tough. The state of the industry is really interesting, and it is good, helpful to get a more like firsthand, like one-to-one kind of look at what's happening in the industry. It's like because of all those layoffs that happened over the last 4 or 5 years, there's just a lot of talent just kind of circling the drain almost, and it's like it's got to go somewhere, right? So everyone's trying, and I kind of feel like sort of this like the state of I'm just a kid and I just came out of college and I have a great idea and I'm in my garage with my friend and we like made this game and now it's huge. Like that dream is very difficult now because there's just so much talent out there of experienced developers kind of doing the same thing. And a publisher is just like, they want a sure bet, So, yeah, getting a look at that is very interesting. At some parts of it was like a little bit discouraging, too, because you're like, oh, man, it is so
it's rough out there.
Out there. So, anyhow, not to be a downer or anything, but, we try to go and help them as much as we can with the experience we have in marketing. And that's a big part of what publishers, what the industry is looking for is like, do you have the skill set? Do you have the resources to market your game? Because no matter how good it is, if no one knows about it, then it's going to fail. At some point, you're going to need someone to buy it. So we try to, use our experience and help them as much as we can on the marketing side. But it's always inspirational for us to talk to these developers and understand their like challenges and see what they're going through, and then like see how we can help them. So I really love that event. It's great.
I was on a panel and I got heckled.
I was
trying to make a point that said, you might run into Jeff Keighley and you might want to be able to very clearly explain what your game is. Like, who'd want to talk to him?
Well, maybe Jeff Keighley was getting heckled and not you. You were getting heckled by proxy.
Speaking of Jeff Keighley, Summer Game Fest is next week.
That's true.
And it won't be long until our next vlog because that's what it's going to be.
Yes.
Where we are returning to Los Angeles for Summer Game Fest. We skipped this last year.
We
didn't go.
We didn't go last year
because it was the Switch 2
launch.
See, everything happens on a schedule.
Everything's on a schedule. You think it isn't, but it is.
Yeah.
Yes, we made the decision to skip last year, which was the right decision because the Switch 2 launch was big and it was a busy time for us.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to do a lot around that, which is great. But I missed it a lot. Like, we all around the industry, the people that talk about Summer Game Fest, I feel like we have a shared view of what this is to us, which is like this is summer camp for all of us. Like we go to camp and we see our friends and like it has this very like campus feel to it where you're like going to your next appointment and you run into someone in the hall and you like shoot the breeze with them. And it's just really fun to have that kind of like in-person interaction because we don't really get that very often nowadays. So I really missed not having gone last year. So I'm really excited to go back.
We're seeing a lot of stuff. We're seeing some cool stuff. Like the embargoes for this could be all over the place.
Yeah,
so
we'll
be talking about it
eventually.
Probably like throughout all of June. But we will have a vlog pretty soon after we get back. Just kind of showing off the experience and who was there. Lots of fun faces, lots of fun things to do. And hopefully sunny LA.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Our schedule, I feel like this year has never filled up faster. Like it was full.
It's a thing to do.
It was full like a month before the event. which is insane.
It's the thing to do. Go to Summer Game Fest.
It's the thing to do.
So Nintendo will be there, right?
We might get heckled.
Don't count on it. You're going to get heckled again?
You said that I'm going to have a run-in. I'm going to have drama. You predicted drama.
Well, they're always monitoring. They always must be ready for their
ready to report. Ready to write a report.
They're just living for the next report.
Put me in your report, baby.
What's your reason for existing? I think you've been doing a good job of that over the last couple of years.
I'm gonna say something scandalous.
Oh no!
At Summer Game Fest.
Overheard at Summer Game Fest.
Krista Yang, former Nintendo employee, said something. Shocking.
Oh my gosh.
Shocking.
Wow. We're about to take a look at the first year of Switch 2 games. But first, of course, we have to shout out our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Raycon.
Thank you.
And we want to talk specifically today about the Raycon Everyday Earbuds Classic, which are the perfect combination of letting you get out and do whatever you want to do. Let's go do some exercise, go for a walk, go run some errands, but have just the perfect audio experience with your music, your podcast, your whatever.
I was on an airplane with you on our way to...
And you had enough of me, so you put in the earbuds.
I did put my earbuds in because I was playing Yoshi in the Mysterious Book and I wanted to listen to that.
Oh.
And I was editing a video.
Wow.
I was working so hard on the airplane and the person behind me was a small child that was playing rock, paper, scissors with his parent or something, and it was getting loud back there with the rock, paper, scissors. And I was like desperately trying to edit this vlog. And the Raycon Everyday Earbuds, just noise canceling on. Switch it to my computer from my Switch.
It's loud on an airplane.
I'm ready to go.
Either way, it's very loud.
But it can like switch between my two devices. It can do the noise canceling. It's very comfortable. It just works. It's great.
I have multiple of these, and I have them like socked away. I have like one in my bag. I have just one in my house because
in my house too.
I use these so often.
Yeah.
Just around the house. When I go out, when I go exercise, like I always have these things in because the battery is always good to go. I almost hardly ever have to charge these things.
Yep.
The sound is good. It just works, and it doesn't fall out of my ear.
No, it's so
Thank
secure.
Goodness that I don't have to worry about that thing's falling out of my ear at the worst possible time.
I have them in multiple colors now too.
Oh, that's nice.
They
do come in some cool. We got blush, violent, or cool mint.
I have white
are
and
the hot
cool
new
mint.
colors. Okay.
White is like classic, you know?
Yes.
And then cool mint is like, okay, I want to be like kind of cute at the gym. Kind of cute.
Good. The Everyday Earbuds Classic are the perfect addition to your everyday routine. Go to buyraycon.com/Kit and Krysta to get 15% off. That's thanks Raycon for sponsoring.
We will put the link right over here with a QR code for you to scan and also in the description below.
All right, the first year of Switch 2 games.
Let's look at it.
So let's start just by kind of going through the list of games. So I have an exhaustive list of first-party games.
Good job here.
And then I did kind of like a top 10 of third-party games.
Okay.
So you know, people might have a different top 10, and I'm just trying to capture some of the highlights here.
Okay.
Of like
but
big
these are like the bigger games from
that
third
reviewed
parties.
well, big franchises, and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's start with the first-party games. These are in no particular order, but I do have them by 2025 and 2026.
Okay.
It is hard to judge this June start timing. I think messes with people's heads.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, oh, we're at a year now. Versus like, oh, the year ends at the end of the calendar or
of 2025.
Because like almost every other one of these systems that we're talking about came out in the holidays.
Except for the Switch.
Except for the Switch 1, which it's still a little bit closer to the holiday in March, you know?
March is a little
versus
closer.
the absolute
like
middle
of the year.
Yeah,
so we're looking at 12-month cycle. So it's like June 2025 to June 2026.
So for example, on the list, I had Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I was like, wait, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, both of those games will have come out in the first year. Oh. Because that game comes out next week on Switch 2.
Well, that's lovely for
us. I was like, oh, that's actually like a big achievement for them to have both of those games out in the first year.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Well, there you go. We can talk about that.
So it's 2025, Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, plus the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC, Emerald Rush, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4, Dragon Drive, and Welcome Tour. Now,
you put an asterisk.
Are we counting Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4 because those were originally announced as Switch games that got Switch 2 editions?
We're not counting other Switch 2 editions, right? No.
I have those down and in their own separate little thing because they're kind of like in the middle. But these are first original, first launches.
Yeah.
But we first learned about these games a long time ago as Switch 1 games. I'm going to say yes, we can.
Let's count them.
I'm going to say yes, we can.
But if we're doing like a weighted scoring system in our head, maybe weight these a little bit differently than like a Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was a Switch 2 game.
Right. Because again, we saw in the financials, Pokemon Legends ZA has sold a lot more on original Switch than on Switch 2.
True. Very true.
So that was 2025. 2026, Pokopia, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, and Mario Tennis Fever. We cannot count Tomodachi Life.
That's a Switch 1
That's
game.
just a Switch 1 game.
There's no Switch 2 edition of Tomodachi.
No. I mean, a lot of people played it on Switch 2, but we're not counting that.
That's right. I agree with that.
That's omitted.
Yeah, there's no Switch 2 edition of Tomodachi Life. So you cannot count it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third-party games, Hades 2. Remember, that was an exclusive up until a little while ago.
Yes.
Cyberpunk. Both of those Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth games.
Like you said, what an achievement that is.
Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, Pragmata, Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Silksong, Blueprints, and Indiana Jones. Wow. That's just kind of my highlights.
That's a really good list
of third-party games.
Look at these third-party games killing it on a Switch 2.
It's a good list.
It's an amazing
And then Switch 2 editions, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Mario Party, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay.
So that's kind of a snapshot of this first year of Switch 2 games.
Yeah.
What's your gut reaction after me going through all this?
My gut reaction is that completely false when people say like there are no games on a Switch 2. That is just like the biggest fallacy, false thing ever. Like there's tons of games. Maybe there's not one game that you really, really want to play, but there were a ton of games. There were a ton of amazing games. But I think my biggest takeaway is third party. Switch 2 was like one of those things where you kind of don't know how a third party is going to support, especially new Nintendo hardware where traditionally has been more difficult for them because of the power thing, because of the performance stuff. But third party killed it. And some of them, a lot of these were, amazing additions on a Switch. Like Resident Evil 9 ran so well, was such a good game on a Switch 2. Cyberpunk, a game that we both originally played on PS5. We loved the Switch 2 version of it. Like there's just so many. Indiana Jones, a game that I'm playing right now that I'm just completely like blown away by how amazing it is on a Switch 2. So yeah, third party, they really stepped up. They really did.
I agree. I mean, it's just kind of shocking to see the size of the lineup of just like the volume of the games. Of like, my gosh, that's a lot. And whether you want to count the Switch 2 editions or not, like those are games that a lot of people played on a Switch 2 and maybe for the first time too. So I do think to some degree you need to count those. On the third-party side, I agree with what you said of like, it's not just that they're there, like they're really good versions of those games. Like they're versions of those games that you would actually want to play.
Right.
And for all of the discussion early on of like, oh, nobody has a dev kit, these games aren't coming. It's like, I don't know, like look at what we ended up with.
Yeah, they're here
at the end
they're big.
Of the first year. I think that's like now more of an issue for the smaller studios who are maybe still trying to battle it out and get
sounds like they're
a dev kit.
That process is pretty hard for like a small studio.
Versus just being pushed to like, hey, we'll just make a Switch game. It's just as good. It's kind of the same thing. On the first party side, it's a lot of games. There was this interesting thing that happened this year where there was this run on these kind of more like less intense, less action-oriented, like you might say they're a bit more on the cozy side of games.
Yeah, like there was
Animal Crossing, Pokopia,
Tomodachi Life,
and now Yoshi.
I would say Yoshi
is very much in that vein too.
Like we were saying, like we just need more like kind of variety. I mean, all these games are extremely high quality, very fun games, but it's like kind of all the same genre. You just kind of need to break it up with a bit of variety. So the first party side.
So that's kind of like if I was to really ding the first year, I would say like, yeah, the variety piece was not really there.
Yeah.
In maybe the way that you would want, where it's like, oh yeah, we've got an RPG, or we've got another this or that. And especially having those being so like back to back for the last couple months, I think is something a lot of people have felt.
I think so too.
I'm in the mood for something.
We need something different.
A little more action-packed. So that'll be great in a few weeks when we get Star Fox.
And Splatoon Raiders
we'll be snapping out of it.
Yeah.
But that's definitely been...
it's been 6 months.
The vibe.
It's been 6 months.
For 6 months.
Of softcore.
Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis.
Daisy.
You can spend $70.
Daisy is sick.
Daisy is
sick.
Maybe you can make her some of your patented baby soup.
I would love to make Daisy baby soup.
Oh, good.
I think she would enjoy. The sort of the launch 2025 part of the lineup, I think, there was a lot of great games here, but one thing is that, like, it's an interesting way to look at this altogether because they had these big IPs. Like, Mario Kart is a huge IP featuring Mario, the most famous Nintendo character ever. Like, Pokemon is a huge, franchise featuring, some of the biggest Pokemon characters ever. Zelda in the form of Hyrule Warriors. Donkey Kong, I would say, also is like emerging as a really big IP for Nintendo. But there's something about each of these games where it's just like a step below that, like, real big, broad, wow. Like,
it's
Nintendo.
Kirby, Air Riders.
Exactly. It's Zelda, Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
It's like just a little. It's like asterisks below, that sort of like top tier, like, this is, the premier Nintendo, AAA game experience. So they kind of miss that, but not for the lack of having big franchises out there. I think they wanted Mario Kart World to be that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was their launch game, so it's very clear that they wanted it to be that. And I think for a lot of people it was. For me personally, I was a little teensy bit disappointed in like how it didn't have the staying power that I was hoping it would have. I was hoping to be playing Mario Kart World for like years and years and years, but unfortunately, I was like, I was kind of like bored of it within the first like month and a half. So for me, that was a little bit disappointing because I think Nintendo wanted that to be like their big premiere game of the first year, but that didn't really hit for me. But I think for a lot of people, it totally did, so that's good for them. But it really just feel like we're just one step below like that big AAA experience, and they just kind of didn't really hit that like square on the target for this first year.
Well, what are the games that are going to, like, let's say like 10 years from now, what are the games like, oh yeah, the first year of the Switch 2, there were a lot of games. Like, what are the games that will come to mind for you?
Well, you're definitely going to think of Mario
period.
Kart. You're gonna remember it, even if you only played it for a month.
Well, I don't think we've heard the last of Mario Kart World.
That's the thing. Yeah, they're going to remind you for the next 10 years.
Well, I think we're eventually going to get some sort of DLC or something for it. And it's like, however you feel about Mario Kart World now, you might feel differently in a year or two when there's something else for it, or who knows what else they're going to introduce to that. Mm-hmm. So I look at that game as a huge work in progress.
Yeah, it's like an ongoing game.
Apparently it's going to be a very slow progress. I think some of us might like for it to be a little bit more quick to kind of materialize into its more actualized form.
I want them to like be more proactive about getting people like back in.
Right.
As soon as you feel like there's the desire to drop out, I want them to be like, no, come back in for this. And they really haven't done that kind of work yet, but maybe that's coming. We don't know, but maybe that's coming. I think the two games that people are going to look back and be like, wow, that was an amazing like launch year experience is Pokopia and Bonanza. Bonanza was like we're so lucky to get Bonanza in July, like a month after launch, because I think, again, we were all getting like a little bit, we all, as in you and I, we're getting a little bit bored of like Mario Kart World. And we're like, it's okay. We're so excited about this system because we got Donkey Kong coming like in just a few weeks. And so we were able to like jump to that really fast. And that was such an amazing game. And I think we all just loved that. Loved Donkey Kong Bonanza so much. It was like such a high quality game, so much fun. And then Pokopia really became like this phenomenon for Nintendo. And it became almost like the Animal Crossing kind of like that kind of like pandemic,
like a mini version of that.
Mini version of
right.
that.
Not as full-fledged, but definitely.
But no, it like was.
You could feel it was happening.
Yeah, it was happening. People were making the funny videos and doing the things. Like,
are you ever going to play this game?
I'll play before the end of the year for sure.
Oh,
yeah, you're going to lend to me, right?
I will. Yes.
Oh boy. So yeah, I for sure will play it before the end of the year. But that became like a true phenomenon.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow. And then like it became a big system seller too for Nintendo. So I think people are going to remember that phenomenon for sure.
I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be a game that people remember because
really?
it was so polarizing,
divisive,
and it was such a long wait. And I don't know, for me, it's like, yeah, that game had flaws. It's obviously not going to live up to the first one, and we should stop expecting these games to live up to the best game ever.
Yeah.
But it is one that I look back on kind of fondly. I'm like, I enjoyed that for all its warts and all of its flaws. Like, that was something that I will definitely remember, and just kind of the community experience around it as well. But I agree with it. Mario Kart, Bonanza, Pokopia, those are all shoo-ins.
Yeah, I think Metroid, I'll always remember like how beautiful that game is. Just like the art direction was so next level amazing. And seeing that with a Switch 2 was really an experience. Like that was like goosebump kind of, when you saw that game for the first time on your Switch 2, you're like, wow, this is a system at its best. Like, it's so powerful. Like, it's able to like run this kind of graphics. Yeah. It's like, that's amazing, So for that reason, I think Metroid will stand out a little bit because it just showcased the system so well.
There were no third-party games on your list.
Oh, but the third-party games, I was going to say, like, I think for me personally, like, I much prefer the third-party games to the first-party games overall. Like, I would say, like, in the 2026, current, like, GOTY list, it's all third-party games on a Switch 2. Hades 2 was my game of the year last year, so I don't really need to say much more about that. I dumped 200 hours on my Switch version of Hades 2. I beat the game multiple times. I loved Cyberpunk. That was the game that I hadn't played the DLC for, so I played the DLC on a Switch 2, and that was an incredible experience. I was like so wowed by that. And then we talked so much about Capcom just killing it. And literally the first 4 months of this year, I only played Capcom games on my Switch 2. That's all I played. I played Resident Evil. I played Monster Hunter Stories. I played Pragmata. I basically played only Capcom games. And then over the holiday break, I beat Assassin's Creed, put in 60 hours of that game on my Switch 2. Even though I started that on a PS5, I never went back to that PS5 version. So, I mean, seriously, like, and now I'm so, like, enamored with Indiana Jones. It's incredible. It's just crazy how good the third-party lineup is on the Switch 2. It's like unbelievable that this is a Nintendo platform.
I mean, I think that, none of these are exclusives, which is why I think it's hard to put it on the list, because it's like, well, some of these games I experienced before that they came out on the Switch 2. Like, there's a lot of these where it's like, I played Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. I played Star Wars Outlaws. I played Assassin's Creed all on a PS5. So it's not the same kind of thing mentally.
Yeah. There was a lot of day-in, games from Capcom, though.
Yes. And I mean, I at this point, I can't expect exclusives. It's just not good business sense for anybody to do.
Hades 2 was an exclusive for a little bit.
For a little while. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the best we'll get is some sort of,
timed exclusive
6-month kind of deal, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think it does make it harder for these games to sort of stand out a little bit. So the first part of the year of 2025, we talked a lot about how they're working some stuff out. They're having some trouble with these games. That these games are coming in hot. Do you think they're now past those rough patches of their pipeline, and is it just going to be smooth sailing from here on?
No, I don't.
What do you think is going on?
I think it's still a learning process. I think as they get deeper into Switch 2 development, they're just going to start to learn new stuff. New challenges are going to come, and they're going to have to figure out how to deal with them. I just don't know if they truly understand, and I don't think they will until they do it. It's one of those things where it's like you got to learn.
Do what?
Like, as you develop, you're just going to learn more about, like, how to resolve certain things and what things are going to break and what things are going to work and what things you were doing before that you thought would work is not going to work. Like they have to like learn those lessons like while they're in the development cycles. And so I think that's going to cause some friction. It's going to cause some delays. Maybe that means XYZ huge AAA game might be a little longer for them to figure it out because they're still learning through this thing. And they don't have the luxury of like these really easy Wii U ports. They don't have the luxury of certain advantages they had on a Switch 1. So they're just gonna have to deal with it. So I don't think we've seen the last of these challenges. I think they're getting a better handle on it overall. Like it's slowly improving, but it's not like, oh, we solved the problem. It's over now. We're good for the rest of the life cycle.
I agree. I think this could be an issue that I wouldn't say plagues them, but is just kind of staying with them to some degree for the entire generation.
It is. It's just like this is how it's gonna work.
It's just harder to get ahead of things, to have these games. Oh, we finished that a year ago, and we're just sitting on it. It's like no, that's a lot harder to do, and I think that's why you see like this run of games that we had over the last couple of months. I think Nintendo would agree. Like, yeah, it's not ideal that these are the games that we're releasing back to back to back, but guess what? This is what we got.
This is what we have.
And we want to keep the momentum, and we want to keep people engaged with games, so we're going to put those games out.
Yeah.
So
I think even third-party
that's going to continue.
Yeah, even third-party side, they deal with this a little bit too, because you still, there's some third parties that are doing great, like Capcom has been delivering day-and-date games on a Switch 2 for very consistently this year, so congrats to them, that's an amazing achievement. But you're seeing, even on the third-party side, like the unfortunate delays on a Switch 2. Like we were just talking, like literally before we hit record on this podcast about 007 First Light, and we're like, oh, what a bummer that they slipped on that
day and date. We're going to talk about that later.
Day and date. Or like, the unfortunate, what is it called? Borderlands 4, that's just gone, So it's like, even third parties are kind of dealing with these pain points and will continue to do so. I think for the generation of the system, it's just the way it is.
We kind of hinted at it last week, but now that we have the full list here, we can see like, well, what are the games that Nintendo actually led the development on?
Okay, let's look at this really carefully.
Mario Kart World, yes.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, yes.
Hyrule Warriors, no.
No.
Kirby Air Riders, no. Pokemon Legends, no. Metroid Prime, I'm going to say like yes and no.
Yes, but yes.
It was retro, but you saw like how many people did they bring in from the outside to help them out? So
I think yes.
Okay, fine, yes. Dragon Drive, yes. Welcome to Earth,
yes.
Pokopia, no.
Yoshi,
no. Mario Tennis Fever, no.
So
how many is that?
5.
So that's like, how many times? 1, 2, 3. So that's like less than half. They were directly...
And if you are still shaking on Metroid, it's even less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
It is interesting.
So it's like internally, like in-house at Nintendo, EPD...
In the building. Yes.
Sure, they outsource some of the stuff to other teams, but in the building, Aonuma, like, Koizumi, whatever, doing the things, less than 50%.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That'll be a percentage to keep track of.
Interesting.
We don't know who's making Star Fox.
We don't know who's making Okay, Splatoon Raiders, yes. That's definitely
the main team, probably.
Yeah, that's the main Splatoon team, probably. But like, what are these other people doing? Challenges. They're facing these challenges.
They're working on something.
They're working on these things, and it's hard. Yeah. I think that's what it is. They're working on these things. These people need to focus on like solving these problems, so they can push these in-house, AAA games forward. So they have outsourced to a lot of these different studios and different partners, and some of them are partners they own, right? Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is almost like an extension of their team. Yeah. Basically, them. That's fine. Like, the Hyrule Warriors game, we know it's going to be high quality. It's like made like 5 or 6 of these. They got this. Koei Tecmo can do it. But it is curious. Like, if it's less than 50%, then like, what is the other 50% doing, So
rate this year of games, whether you want to do it 1 to 10 or, ABC.
Let's do 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
I'm going to give it a overall, right? Like,
yeah, everything
all
here.
The games.
For the full year.
I think an 8 out of 10.
That's what I would go to, actually.
Yeah. And truly carried by third party, by the way. Like, I
don't know if you could say truly carried.
For me, it was. I'm just saying personally.
All right.
Personally, for me, it was really carried by third parties. Like, if it was just first party, I'd probably give it a 7.
I don't know.
That's what I would say.
I don't know.
Because the only sort of like one standout game for me on the first party side was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Everything else was good, but not great.
Okay.
I would say every other game on this list gets like a B-. Donkey Kong Bonanza gets like an A+.
Pokemon Legends? You like that?
I got B.
I thought you really liked that game.
I did, but it was like not an A+. Pokemon Legends.
Those are the
is
two
not an
options? A+ or B-? Those are the two options?
I don't even think you got it. I mean, we reviewed this game, and I think I gave
Your
it an
brain
8.
is so poisoned. Whenever I bring up a grade, you go into some trauma from when you were like 12 years old, and oh no, I got a B+, I'm grounded. Like,
it's true.
You are so deeply traumatized by this that...
You can be my mother. Maybe I need to
Let's interview her about this.
I need to seek some therapy. You can put her on the spotlight.
What happened?
Interrogate her. But why did you traumatize her? It's not very nice. Yeah, but I would say, like, besides Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was like a very like top tier game for me,
you didn't even play Pokopia.
Okay, well this is why I'm scoring it and you're not. I'm just saying, like, on the first party side with all the games that I did play, I would give that a 7. But if we add in all the third party games that now is boosting that score, it goes up a full point to an 8. Propping it up.
Lifting it up.
Lift it up. BBL, the score.
So if you were Mr. Takahashi and you're like kind of looking back on the year, it's like, what do you think he's thinking? Like, okay, we need this for the next 12 months to improve on what we just did.
Well, I think he would agree with me that like third parties came through. Like they did a good job.
That's got nothing to do with him.
Well, I think he'd be like, thankfully we had the third parties. Because my team ain't
to make up for my shortcomings?
My team ain't doing jack. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. You not say that. That was a joke. I think he generally thinks this is okay, but I also think he doesn't think that it's knocking it out of the park. I think he expects like the team to have, in the calendar 12 months year, not just one standout game, but like multiple standout games. Maybe like in the ballpark of 2 or 3. So like if we're saying out of all of these first party games, the only one that gets an A+ grade is Donkey Kong Bonanza. He's like, no, you guys need to be making games, 2 or 3 games that also get an A+ grade. And like, we looked back at those review scores too of all these games. I think the critics agree that none of these games are getting an A+ grade either. So I think if you're looking at that as like some kind of metric, it's like, oh wait, how come we're not, not every quarter we're not delivering an A+ game. We delivered one A+ game in 12 months. Like, that's okay, but it's not the best that we could do,
I forget when it was, but we went through, I think it was a question that came through of like looking at every year of the original Switch. And I think our takeaway was like,
there are some years that
not every year
was like an A+.
Not every year is 2017. Most years look like this.
Exactly.
So again, when it's like, oh, the big massive year, they're just going to start coming now. It's like, I think people should expect more of these types of years where there's like 2 really big and like the Mario Kart, Donkey Kong level of games, and then other stuff that's like the other games that we got where it's like, pretty good to very good.
Yeah, filling in the calendar.
Right, and whatever we get from third parties to go along with that.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're mostly going to be getting for this generation.
Yeah, I mean that's just what you've been saying this whole time. It's like it is the just enough generation, which is encapsulated here in the way that these games, kind of shook out. I think that, and this is not based on anything. This is just conjecture, and this is just what I think, is like, they must have had some kind of like internal feeling like, launch year, we really should be doing something big for launch year and making that like, this is what we need to do to like really like get it off to the right start. I mean, it got off to a great start, don't get me wrong. Like, they were doing fine. So it's not like they're like getting some negative reinforcement, like, oh gosh, we really missed the mark here. Totally didn't do that, but it's like, like I wish we had that like one more thing to really just like put that stake in the ground for launch year. Like, oh wow, it's like so good. You know, there's undeniably amazing
Right.
that we had this one other game that really like did that for us. They didn't have that. Now they're gonna have to deal with some other stuff. This year, you know, 2026, 2027, 2028, like in the next couple of years, they got new stuff to deal with. They got this price increase coming up. They got, you know, other economic, what are we calling it? The excuse of
Market conditions.
Market conditions to deal. I mean, it's a joke, but it's also true. It's like they do have to deal with market conditions and like people's attention and people's budgets and things like that. So they kind of need to try hard. Like, you better have something that's going to make people say like, okay, I will spend $500 on this system if I didn't yet already, you know? So,
Well, I'm sure
I don't know.
Takahashi would say, well, I wish you told me that 4 years ago when we started making these games.
He didn't know.
Exactly.
Nobody has
So I'm
the
sure he's just
crystal
like
ball
throwing his hands up of like, what can I do?
mean,
These are the games we got.
It's very frustrating, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Like, he's doing the best he can with the things that he got,
Right.
you know? So it's not like you can fault the people for not having a crystal ball into the horrific...
Somebody's going to get blamed.
There's going to be a report. It's going to be a report about it. But it is like, it's probably very frustrating for him, honestly, because he's probably just like, gosh darn it. Like, this is, like, some of the stuff is out of my hands, you know? I can't do anything about it.
To the other point of you know, the pacing of the games and you know, what game comes after the next game.
Yeah.
Eventually, you are going to start to transition your focus, like target customer, into something that's a little bit broader. We started to see that after like the second year of the Switch, because you know, Animal Crossing was pretty early
They got Procopia.
in 2020. But it's like, when does that start to happen? Like, when do we start to have like a broader array of games for a different audience versus just like the day one early adopter?
I really wonder how they're going to do that.
And how does that work now that like, well, how do you get those people to buy it when it's $500?
See, that's my question. Like, that's really tough. Like, if I was still there doing the marketing, that would be a head scratcher. Because what Nintendo used to do that worked for them really well is that, like, they could ride the wave of, like, we are a family-friendly, budget-friendly, you know, system for the whole family kind of company in order to expand the audience. So they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be so easy for you to upgrade for your family. It's like not that expensive. It's cheaper than everything else that's out there. And these games are pretty inexpensive and you can play them for a long time. So you had so many of those ways to like talk to that expanded audience. You don't have any of that anymore. You know, you have a very expensive premium product. Your games are extremely expensive compared to like PC games or games on Steam. You have like very expensive accessories. Like even if you wanted to get like a Pro controller, it's like
Forget it. Yeah.
It's like $100+. You know, like, imagine if you had a family of 4 that all wanted and you needed to have more controllers or more Joy-Con. Like the price of it is just so it just adds up so quickly. Like what family is like, yeah, totally, I'm gonna drop $2,000 on this. Like I can't even like buy gas, but sure, for this entertainment, sounds great. So I don't know.
A lot of questions. So like,
It's a lot of questions.
when
like what game is gonna sell that?
and
family?
how does that impact? Like, oh, it's time for the Switch 2 Lite and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is becoming too hardware focused.
Yeah,
We're
we're talking about
stuff.
games.
Okay, so let's compare what we just talked about to the 2017 Switch 1. And I guess this is not just 2017. This is into the first couple months of 2018 as well.
Right.
So
So March to March.
These were the first party games. Zelda Breath of the Wild and the DLC that came out for that. Super Mario Odyssey, Snipper Clips, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Pokken Tournament, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Third party, you know, what just missed the cut on these was that first wave of Labo stuff. That was like, oh, that was a lot earlier than I remembered it being.
But it was not in the.
It didn't make the cut.
It was like April or something.
Yeah, it did not make the cut for
got
that
it.
for the first year. Third party, Sonic Manias, Skylanders Imaginators, Super Bomberman R, Fast RMX, I Am Setsuna, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Skyrim, Doom, Golf Story, Stardew Valley, Celeste, Minecraft, Binding of Isaac, Shovel Knight, Dragon Quest Builders, and Bayonetta 1 and 2. Immediately, it's like, wow, the third party is in such a different state of it's much more indie heavy.
But these are great indie games.
Yes, really great indie games. It was obviously a little bit slower for the big studios to get on board. Like there's a lot of Bethesda stuff here. That's one of the things that immediately stands out to me.
Totally.
It's
like that's so different than the Switch to
it's just night and day situation on third
party
parties.
lineup. Yeah, totally.
First party, it's like, my gosh, Zelda, Mario Odyssey, and then Mario Kart 8, which went on to sell, the most out of all of these.
And Splatoon 2. They have 4 big heavy hitters.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, beyond that, like, some of those games are less memorable than those, but it's like, it's just so hard. It's hard to contend with, like, all right, you have 2 of the best games ever, and then this game that just became, like, everybody must buy this.
I mean, I would say, like, half of these games are so memorable, so iconic, sold really well, obviously. Like, I would say the 5 games that are, like, the standouts, Zelda, Mario, Odyssey, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, those are, like...
Oh, excuse me, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
2. I was like, something's wrong with this. 2. I was like, wait. But anyways, I think, yeah, like, that is 5 games that is, like, incredible to have in the first year of
it has that variety that we were talking about of what was missing a little bit, and this has been talked about by us a million times of, like, they had the runway to truly, like, plot out every single one of these releases at the expense of the Wii U, which was just like cut and bait. Forget that.
We're just going to cut our losses
which
on
is
that
certainly
one.
not a situation that they had with the Switch 1 going into the Switch 2, certainly not to this degree. And then
it's like that phrase that people use, like, I'm going to rob Peter to pay Paul. Like, they robbed the Wii U to pay Switch 1, but they cannot rob the Switch 1 to pay Switch 2 because the Switch 1 is still making them tons of money. They have to support it, so it's too hard.
And I mean, it's not just Mario Kart. Like, Breath of the Wild continues to sell really well. Mario Odyssey continues to sell really well, and both those games are very relevant.
Yeah, very true.
It is a bit more top heavy than I remembered it being.
What do you mean by top heavy?
In the moment. I think there's a big gulf between those games that you mentioned and like a Fire Emblem Warriors, which is kind of like a who cares kind of game in hindsight. Or Pokken Tournament. That's one of those Wii U ports.
I love Pokken Tournament.
Or ARMS is just like so forgotten.
I love ARMS. I'm just saying.
You love ARMS
because
you're
other
good.
People,
because
not
you're
other
good
people
at
like
it.
it.
I like ARMS
Snipper Clips too.
As kind of the oddity that it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Snipper Clips is the type of game Nintendo should probably be making more of.
They should.
But they're not.
They really should.
Or being more involved with, but they're not.
Yeah.
So that it is interesting to revisit this almost 10 years later, because that is kind of my feeling, is like, that's a pretty top-heavy lineup.
But then, like, we're talking about that idea of, like, it's Kirby Air Riders.
Yes.
It's, what was I saying? It's Zelda Hyrule Warriors.
Yes.
No, this is like, it's Zelda.
No, these are the real ones.
It's Mario.
Yeah.
It's 3D Mario, 3D Zelda. Like, how can you go wrong,
Right.
you know? I mean, when we saw the lineup when we were launching the system in 2017, we were like, oh, we're doing both in a year? Okay. That's new. That's different. So it was one of those, like, anomalies, It wasn't like, we didn't think like, oh yeah, just another day. We're launching 2 of our biggest franchises in a year. It's like, no, this is really special. This is really like we're putting all the eggs in this Switch basket and we're just gonna put it out into the world and hope for the best. Because it was going so badly before. And they're not in that situation right now, so they don't need to put all the eggs in the basket.
Still better than the Switch 2 first year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you even?
Although I wouldn't say it's like, I agree it definitely is, but it's not like the gulf is that big.
Third party has built the bridge to bridge the gulf.
I mean, I go through that list of games for the Switch 2 first year. It's like, man, there's a lot of really good stuff there.
They didn't have Mario.
And the very different
Zelda.
situation with the third party. Like, there's a lot of games that I played and really enjoyed.
That third-party
here.
list is unreal for Switch 2. Like, I don't think I could ever have imagined a third-party list that good on a Nintendo platform.
Yeah.
As it was for Switch 2.
And it was kind of, like, again,
amazing.
It was, again, beyond those big games, it was kind of a slower start to, like, all these games coming out and, like, what's something's coming out on the eShop? Wow, what an oddity that is. It was just a different kind of time and place.
I really agree with you on the variety, though. I think that's the main thing that we're feeling. It's not that the games are lower quality or not as fun or not as big.
Yeah.
It's that the way that they pace them or sort of like map them out on a calendar for release is just not ideal. And it's not their fault. They had delays, obviously, and so they had to do their best.
We've got all the big genres
but it's like,
covered here.
Did you need 2 racing games in a year with Kirby Air Ride and Mario Kart? Probably not.
Yeah.
Did you need to have, like Donkey Kong Bonanza maybe so close to Mario Kart World? Maybe not. Maybe you could have planned some like additional launch window DLC or something to keep people really interested and engaged in Mario Kart World for a little longer before you jump them off.
Yeah.
Did you need to like bunch up all of the cozy games within a 3-month period? Probably not.
Yeah.
Could you maybe have put Pokopia out in the holiday time to really drive that adoption within your more like non-core fans? That probably would have been better than having Metroid there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just this is where like there is like a strategy to how you launch something. And if you have the luxury of like sitting on your game for a little while and figuring out the best time to do it, it's like a night and day difference.
It's the same thing we talk about, the best Nintendo Direct versus the best state of play. It's like, no, they've really thought through the pacing and the flow and kind of your mental state going from one thing to the other.
Yeah, you really understand your player to you're like, okay, this person just played this. They're probably in this state of mind. They want to do this thing. I'm going to give that thing to them. Right. And that's the thing that's going to reel them back in.
And they do want people to just move from one game to the next. That's the ideal
Very
thing.
Seamlessly.
And I don't know how perfectly that happened.
I don't think that happened at all, but I do think it happened in 2017.
Yes, I agree. For funsies, let's look at the PS5
yes.
year,
Let's look at that.
Which was, again, the end of 2020, which may have been erased from your memory banks because of reasons. But
it saved my life to have a PS5.
First-party games, Astro's Playroom, that was the pack-in.
Yep.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, there was also Spider-Man Remastered, Demon's Souls, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Returnal, Ratchet & Clank: A Rift Apart, and MLB The Show, which for the first time, I believe that was the first year that it was also on other non-PlayStation systems. And then for third-party, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Resident Evil Village, Deathloop, which was exclusive for some period of time, Far Cry 6, Hitman 3, Yakuza Like a Dragon, It Takes Two, Death Stranding Director's Cut, and The Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, not included Cyberpunk 2077, which was a disaster of a PS4 game.
That's true.
That came out in December.
We had to wait many months for patches.
We can't go down that path again, but why the heck did they do that?
Why?
They
wanted to be in the launch window. I don't know. It was bad. Not a good idea. Yes, 2020, the bar was very low for entertainment. This is like anything we'll do. I'll play anything. Just give me anything to pass the day, pass the hours in the day, because I can't go outside, can't do anything. So, yeah. I mean, I didn't play every single one of these games, but I do think there was enough games here, especially with a mix of really high-quality third-party games again, where it was like, okay, yeah, I really feel like I got my money's worth on this hardware, because it was really expensive, and it was a pain in the butt to get one. I remember that very clearly. There was a lot of, you order it on your Amazon cart because you have the pre-order, and then I'll pay you, and then I'll get it from you somehow in a way that's not going to infect us both. It was terrible, but anyhow, that happened, and then I was entertained, and these games were great. Yakuza Like a Dragon, 10 out of 10. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I played so much of that game, like so much, more than I should, really. Miles Morales Spider-Man, one of my favorite Spider-Man games.
But it's also like a 4-hour game.
That's a really short game.
I think this is it's a fine first year, but I do think it's a little light on the first party side.
The first party side is a little
where it's
lacking.
Like, all right, Astro Playroom, that's a fun little pack-in.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a taste of what's to come. Miles Morales I loved it, but it was short.
Yeah. That was our Christmas
game. And it's like,
game.
Sackboy, whatever. Returnal, not for everybody.
Did you play Ratchet? You did.
I did play Ratchet
and
Clank.
You like Ratchet, yeah.
I thought it was. I've played better Ratchet and Clank games.
Okay. We tried to play It Takes Two, but didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Assassin's Creed loved it. Yeah.
Assassin's Creed loved it.
Why is Ghost of Tsushima in third party?
That one I didn't play because I played it on a PS4.
Yeah, we played it on a PS4. It was a director's cut. So
yeah.
Would you say the Switch 2 first year is better than this?
Yeah.
I think so. I think so too,
for sure.
and I think it clears it quite easily.
I think so too. Yeah, but not the Switch 1.
Also for funsies, Let's look at the Wii U first year.
Oh, boy.
This is November of 2012 through the end of November 2013.
Okay.
These are the first party games. Nintendo Land, New Super Mario Bros. U, and New Super Luigi U. Sing Party, remember that?
Yes.
Abomination, Ninja
my
Gaiden
God.
3, Lego City Undercover, Game & Wario, Pikmin 3, Wonderful 101, Zelda Wind Waker HD, Wii Fit U, and Wii Party U. Third-party games, Zombie U, Batman Arkham City, Skylanders Giants, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Scribblenauts Unlimited, Mass Effect 3, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Wii U Edition, Monster Hunter Ultimate 3, Rayman Legends, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I didn't remember this. Missed counting by 4 days, Super Mario 3D World.
Oh my God.
I was like, I thought that was a lot. Actually, there were a lot of games. I was like, I thought that was
a lot later.
This is actually a pretty good first year.
It's not bad.
This totally reinforces I think what we've been saying about the Wii U is
recency
great
bias.
games, bad system.
Bad system, bad way to explain it.
Yes.
Couldn't figure out the product elevator pitch.
I was like, man, this is a good lineup. There's a lot of good games here. I don't know. This is pretty solid.
It's pretty solid. I mean, there is definitely some big heavy hitters here as well, and kind of decent third party support too. Truly, right? There's a lot of Ubisoft here. But kind of better than you would expect for a system that was basically doomed to fail.
What if Super Mario 3D World made this list? That's kind of a really good lineup then.
I think it would have cleared the Switch 2 lineup. Which would be hilarious.
I don't know about that, but it's definitely more of a conversation.
I think it might have. If Super Mario 3D World made it, then you would have 2D Mario, 3D Mario.
A big Zelda remake.
A big Zelda remake. Some really great, Wonderful 101 was a great platinum game.
Lego City Undercover
was really cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the Batman Arkham.
It's the third-party stuff is where it falls apart.
The third-party stuff is not as good as Switch 2, obviously.
Because aside from Zombie U, it's all just kind of ports.
Kind of ports and stuff,
and honestly, those were not the best ports either.
Monster Hunter Ultimate 3 was pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Black Flag was pretty good, too.
I don't think that version was particularly great, but.
Am I remembering wrong?
Well, did you play that game on a Switch, on a Wii U? No, you did not.
I did not.
You
You're right.
played it on a PS4.
I played on a PS4.
Yeah,
You're right.
you
Oh no, I forgot.
You're a faker.
Oh, it was good on a PS4.
It's great.
I'm glad that game is coming back.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about that. Anyways, wow, that's too bad for Super Mario 3D World, though. It's a great game.
I really, in my mind, I was like, oh, these were scattered throughout the generation. And seeing them just here, it's no, man, they were really giving this their all.
They tried.
And remember, this was at the time they were also trying to support the 3DS,
The 3DS, yep.
as well. So it was a heavier lift.
It's hard, yeah. It's
really in terms of the undertaking of getting the big lineup ready. I was like, man, this is really solid. And then after that, it didn't happen, and they kind of let go of the rope a little bit from there. And the game started to be a bit more sparsely released.
And then
but it's
man, there was a last breath.
It's man, we were trying.
At the end,
we were trying hard.
With Smash, there was a last gasp.
Sure.
The death rattle,
Yeah.
as they say. And then it was nothing. It was just gone. Yeah. I mean, Zelda started on a Wii U. There was a Wii U Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
So we're not going to compare every single lineup. These are the ones that we have to look at, but it is interesting just kind of how for different generations these lineups are put together and what they're able to do.
And also what you remember.
And what that's why I said that's why it's that question. What are you going to remember?
That's the thing. You may look back on this in the year, 2036 and be like, "Oh my gosh, what a great year that was."
Right.
Now we're on Switch 5 or whatever,
right.
Switch.
Right.
No, not Switch 5, Switch 4. And we have a complaint, about something. It's going to be like, "Oh, there's no games at launch."
Yeah.
But it's what are you going to remember out of this?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
All right, let's move on to the news in just a moment, but of course we have one more sponsor to shout out. This episode is sponsored by Belkin, and so many of us got the Nintendo Switch 2 because we don't want to make any compromises when it comes to our games. We want to play the best games
on the best system,
the best hardware, but there is a challenge that many of us face when we play games, especially on the go, and that's the battery life.
Yes, and I've lamented this ever since I got the Switch 2, is that the battery is just very finicky and you can lose your battery so quickly, but we solved it.
Yes.
We have a solution, everyone.
Belkin sent us their Charging Case Pro for Nintendo Switch 2, and it is amazing how much it solves these issues.
Yes.
So as the name suggests, when you open it up, the Nintendo Switch 2 is actually charging because there is a built-in power bank. So I have my system in here. It is in the power bank. The battery is recharging. So whenever I'm taking it with me, or even while I'm just playing, I can be recharging the battery. So I don't have to worry about this at all.
Ever again.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Right. You can charge it. There's a USB-C. Right on the outside, there is a screen, and you can see
your percentage
how
of
much percent
battery
that you have left on the power bank that is in the case. And you can actually charge your Nintendo Switch 2 up to 1.5 times.
That's really good.
Using the power bank.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got a lot of game time.
That's a lot of game time.
Here, that is really perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just beyond that, it's just a great case. Like, it feels
hard case,
very protective.
really high quality.
Open it up.
Has a place for all your games.
Cables, and
the best part. The
grand finale is this stand.
I love the stand.
The stand feels really good. Like,
it's very
it's
sturdy.
a very sturdy stand.
But you can just pop the stand up, and it's still charging your system because you're so plugged into the power
Exactly.
bank. So you can just play while it's charging on the stand. And we do this a lot when we're traveling. We're like when you're on a plane. It's perfect to sit in that, sit on that seat, and you can just play like this. It's great.
It is. It comes in 3 different colors: charcoal, pistachio, and sand. This is the charcoal version here,
nice.
but 2
High
other
quality.
options, so it's very easy to find the one that you like the best.
Yeah.
So stop making trade-offs and get the most out of your Nintendo Switch 2 with the Belkin Charging Case Pro.
We'll put the link here with a QR code for you to scan, and also in the description below.
All right, before we get into the news, we have a question from Gartooth. Now that Yoshi is out as the final piece of Mario's 40th anniversary, I wanted to ask what you both thought of the anniversary as a whole. What parts did you enjoy? How did you feel about this one compared to Mario's 35th? Here's a reminder of some of the 40th anniversary branded products, and I definitely appreciate this recap.
Yeah.
Super Mario Galaxy Movie, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 remasters, Mario Tennis Fever, Mario Wonder Meetup in Bell Bell Park,
That's not the full name of the game.
and Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
It was something that's funny that you were like, I really appreciate the reminder of the products, because I literally forgot that these are all branded as part of the anniversary. These anniversaries truly just feel like such an afterthought for Nintendo.
I mean, I expect nothing. I expect literally nothing beyond a logo for these things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I look at this list. It's like, well, that's a lot of cool stuff.
I would say like the tie to the anniversary is very.
Yeah, some of
you're
it's more-
playing it real fast and loose by calling it.
Yeah, like
tied
Mario
to-
Tennis and Yoshi. Like and there's Mario Wonder stuff. I don't see those as being
I mean,
really
is
tied at all.
even the movie? It's like we had a movie this year coincidentally.
Right.
It's like the anniversary year. Oh, whoopee.
Right. Compared to
Yeah.
for the 35th, there was Mario 3D All Stars.
Yes.
Maybe that was a bit more anniversary
Ish.
oriented.
Yeah. It's like, and then like Galaxy remasters are really tied to the movie, not to
Right.
the anniversary, I would say. There's not a, we were showing like some products too for,
Yeah.
like they had more merch almost for the anniversary. They seem to have lacked the merch this time around. Not a lot of partners got on board with
Yeah.
anniversary things.
Yeah, I guess it didn't feel quite as let's look at the scope of Mario over 40 years
Yeah.
versus just like
Here's
here's the latest Mario stuff.
Yeah, and we're gonna put a logo
Yeah.
next
But
to
again, like I expect nothing out of these, so it's
Yeah.
like that's fine. And I guess now we can
it. Expect even
turn our
less,
focus to Zelda.
which is then there's been absolutely nothing for like
they haven't.
the whole,
They've been-
whole of the year.
I can't do more than one anniversary at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time for the news. We have a state of play.
Oh boy, it's
and
been
it's
announced.
coming on June 2nd. Here's what PlayStation said. State of Play returns on June 2nd. The over hour-long show includes an extended look at Marvel's Wolverine, plus news and updates on upcoming PS5 games.
Okay, I'm excited.
So this was announced last week.
2 weeks.
Like almost 2
Pre-promotion?
weeks-ish
Yeah.
pre-promotion.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
That June time just gets real hairy. So I kind of expected that they would do like an early pre-promotion because it just save your date. You as the company save your date in June, because June is busy and people have announcements and people have big things happening. Summer Game Fest is also, in that time frame. So everybody's attention's a bit divided. So I do appreciate the early pre-promotion. Impressive that it's over an hour show. Like that seems long. Have they They've done long shows before, though.
I mean, they're not afraid of letting things breathe in these.
That's
kind
true.
of the
They like
same
to do
way.
the little interstitials.
They totally-
the cute little graphics.
Yeah, they're not
Here's
as
a bouncing X and O and square and whatever.
They're not as concerned with moving you along to the next thing.
It's not like trailer.
The length is not really throwing me off. I do wonder, like, are they ever, like, is the PlayStation Showcase branding just, are they just done with that?
Maybe.
It's been a while since we had one of those.
Yeah, maybe it's just the state of play.
Yeah.
Like for everything.
Yeah.
And they only do the very limited number of these a year, and it's just like twice a year, and that's it.
And
that's fair.
they are prone to pre-promoting, obviously, a lot longer than Nintendo is.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to see more of this Wolverine game too. The last glimpse of it was like, wow, that's really violent.
Yeah, I would like
wanna
to
see more.
I would really like to drill into like the game mechanics and
Yes.
all of that versus like a sizzle reel of guys getting stabbed in the face.
Slashed into like
Yeah.
ribbons.
Like,
yeah.
I've seen that. That looks cool. But now, like, what am I doing
Yes.
that's unique as Wolverine? That's going to be
Exactly.
cool because I think
I'm pretty excited
like
about
Spider-Man, it's like, all right, you have a really wide range of things. There's like the swinging, which is the central mechanic.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you keep this as fresh as that? I don't know.
Yeah, and that like, you know, Insomniac's like way to do the swing was such a iconic thing for that game. Like, what is the twist on
Right,
Wolverine?
right.
Yeah.
So I guess they're also doing some live audience viewings at movie theaters for this state of play. Have you seen anything of this?
Really?
This is a
Oh,
tweet
that's
from
fun.
our friend Paris Lilly, who's mostly focused on Xbox stuff, but got invited to go check
Cool.
one out for the state of play. I think that I saw also like you can sign up to go watch it in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Does that signal that this is more worthy of your attention or more big news in it?
Well, I think so. We used to have this conversation at Nintendo a lot, where it's like now that we've moved to this digital viewing of the news, there seems to be this loss of like excitement in the room.
Yeah.
Like we talked about that a ton when we shifted away from all those press conferences and started to do those digital events at E3. And it's like, oh gosh, what we really miss is like the energy. And the developers even said that. They're like, oh gosh, we really miss the energy of people in the room, like cheering or reacting or whatever. It just feels different when you're in a live audience. Like you and I went to go watch that Xbox event.
Yeah.
When they when we were also like in a theater.
Yeah.
And like I truly think that it like messed with me. Like it made me like more hyped.
Oh yeah.
Because if I was watching it by myself in front of my laptop or with my computer or whatever, and I was like doing like laundry or something like that in the background, I would not be like popping off at these announcements. But like we were like there was energy. Like people were excited to be there. We were with all of our industry friends. You look behind you, you're like, oh my god, it's you. And then you just feel the sense of like community.
Right.
So I think that's what they're trying to do. It may not be like, oh god, we're dropping the big news, but it's like they want people to like wake up a little bit and kind of have that energy.
Right.
Why you think that this means that they're gonna have like big news?
You know who's doing
PS6 coming?
You know who's doing expectation management is Nate the Hate.
Oh.
Who said in a tweet, I think it'll be a good event as long as you keep your expectations realistic.
Well, that's the most obvious tweet ever. It's like the sky is blue. Thanks, Nate.
I don't know. I mean,
what?
Say
it.
It's easy to fly off the handle with these. Like, oh, it's June. It's E3.
PS6.
They promoted
Here
this 2 weeks in advance. I'm gonna go to a movie theater. Here comes everything I've ever wanted, and it's like like that's not what it's gonna be. Especially for PlayStation, where it's hard for them to release like 2 games a year.
What would people want?
Like this Naughty Dog game.
They want the Naughty Dog.
Interstellar. Like some sort of update on that, or like the new Cory Barlog game. Remember there was that God of War, the action with who was the character? I forget.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's been
Freya.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's been swirling around PlayStation. Like in addition to Wolverine, I could see us maybe getting like some update on like one of those, maybe, and then a bunch of third-party stuff.
Yeah.
But you know they're in combat with Jeff Keighley for third-party content.
Yeah, third-party content. Like they want to put that in that show.
So
So
the new I think something a lot of people have been saying we might get is the third Final Fantasy VII.
I think that's going to be in Jeff Keighley's show.
That is not going to be in this.
I don't think
They are moving away from the PlayStation stuff. They're like, we're for everybody. We're on every system.
I mean, they're going to be on a Switch.
Yeah, if that's going to be anywhere, that's going to be...
It's going to be in Summer Game Fest.
On Summer Game Fest. And like, look at whatever Capcom's got.
Capcom is so in their pocket.
They have, like, so much of their stuff has been through Jeff Keighley versus a platform-specific thing.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, first-party stuff, yes. Their first-party stuff, they could give an update on for sure. But, like, anything that's going to be platform-agnostic is not going to be in here. It might be in here.
Maybe they can do a segment on game cancellations and studio closures and layoffs. Here's an update on that.
This is what you want to see in the movie theater.
Jim Ryan's back.
To tell you what games have been canceled?
Yeah, he's here to tell you what's been canceled.
In the movie theater. Here's a popcorn bucket of like
He'll bring up his Excel spreadsheet and he'll take you through it.
It's like a pink slip popcorn bucket or something. How depressing. How depressing. Don't do that. But anyways, I'm excited. I definitely want to see more of this Wolverine game.
I'm absolutely excited.
I definitely don't have any expectations though. I always like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I'm mostly focused on Wolverine because I know like, okay, that has a date.
Yeah.
We're pretty soon for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Insomniac, you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But it's like, I do want to know more of the nitty gritty of this.
Last was it a State of Play that they did last time where they shadow dropped that Sons of Sparta game?
Yeah.
That State of Play was good.
I think you were the only person who liked that game.
I don't care. But I liked it. Right. I like played a large portion of that game and I really enjoyed it. Good. And then I was like, this State of Play is like really good. I remember we watched it. We like put it on. We were in the office and I was like half paying attention and then I got like sucked into it. Then I was like, oh, I'm like interested in these announcements now. Like this looks good. So I was pretty impressed with the last one.
Yeah, they had all that Konami stuff.
Yes.
The God of War anniversary little bits and bobs.
They had that.
All that stuff, yeah. State of Play's got nothing on Picto Nico, though.
Oh, Picto Nico.
This was, of course, announced immediately after we finished recording last week's podcast. And I think by the time this podcast is out, Picto Nico will be out
too. Yeah.
It's coming out on May 28th. So, yeah, that's soon this week. So this is a new mobile game from Nintendo where you take pictures of people and they get dumped into these WarioWare-style mini games.
Is this some sort of like data collection scam?
Well,
are they sending my pictures to Russia?
Keep scrolling down. I read the fine print. It says, photos are not sent to Nintendo.
Oh, good.
I would like to know a little bit more about what is happening.
Instead, photos are sent straight to Russia.
Yeah, they're being sent somewhere even worse. I am curious about what happens with all of these pictures. Like, there's just so many like bad examples of this.
Remember what happened with that face thing?
Face app?
Face app.
Yeah.
That went to Russia.
Did you do that? Did you send your face to Russia?
You and I both did it.
I never did that.
We combined our faces into a horrifying face.
You did not have my consent to do that.
Well,
you can speak to my lawyer. So Picto Nico, I don't know. So it's
you seem so down on this.
It's a free. I just like. What do you think? Like,
welcome to 2006.
I don't know.
Would you like to go back in time to a place?
What the heck are you?
To an age where
what is the mobile plan here?
People actually did this.
What is the plan? What is the plan for mobile at all?
It's like, how do we get people into the Nintendo universe?
This ain't gonna do it. Let me tell you now, this ain't gonna do it. Like this will be fun for like 24 to 48 hours for the Nintendo sickos like us. We'll blow through it and be like, all right, well that was fun, and then
it's free, right?
Sure.
Okay, we'll make a face.
It's free to start. I'm curious what the kind of paid elements are.
What are maybe it's like little emotes or whatever you can buy.
It's gonna have I imagine a pretty limited amount of content to it. Mm-hmm. But I think it's something that's going to be pretty quickly forgotten.
Yeah.
How is that not the outcome? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they're just kind of like, we got to get some people that are not going to spend $500+ on a system in some other way, some of these other ways. So we gotta try all the things, you know?
I mean, if you were not, if this was not the only mobile game, it was that awful Fire Emblem game. Like if this was part of like, all right, here's the 12 games we're releasing on mobile this year, I'd be like, okay, well, that's an interesting part of the portfolio. But this is the portfolio.
It's like 2 games.
Versus that trash game as well. Like, that game is so bad. Oh, no. Like, I can't emphasize enough. I played that for a while. I was like, what were they thinking?
That was pretty bad.
Oh, my God.
I didn't play enough to really
But this is all you got. This is it. And remember when they started mobile, they're like, oh,
Mario
no franchise
Kart.
is too big to be off the table. It's
Well,
like,
they had the big franchises on there. They
now we're
had
on to
Mario
Pico
Kart.
Nico.
They had Mario. They had Animal Crossing. You know, they do
Yeah,
have a very
they did
successful
those.
Fire Emblem Heroes. That's very successful on mobile still, right? That's
Yeah.
that's a
sure,
good game for them.
probably.
So they do have those games that are still staying around. And not Animal Crossing. It is interesting that this is the next game.
It's like, how can you-
mobile strategy is
How can you
completely-
justify having people at this company focused on mobile when this and the Fire Emblem Shadows are the
it's a
output?
true garbage
like
fire.
for a year. How can you justify that?
This is a true garbage fire.
No.
Yeah. This is bad.
Get back on a console. Get back to work. We're done.
They have to do it. They have to. Now they can't leave mobile.
Well, they need to get going then. They need to do something.
Or they need to bring in like a different company to do it for them.
Jeez.
Do they have? They have one, right? They have that. Like, what's it called?
Let's look at a question from Patreon subscriber Chris here regarding Picto Nico. How do you think the curveball announcement of Picto Nico factors into the future of the WarioWare franchise and Wario's character as a whole? I recently saw a video where someone was analyzing how Nintendo has promoted its flagship IPs and characters over the last few years, and he postulated that Wario might be making a comeback. He's had his own little smelly corner on the Nintendo Today app for a while, among other things. Do you expect a new WarioWare title, a new Wario Land title, or something else? As for me, I'd love for them to remake or re-release Wario Land Shake It for the Wii, which looks super fun and visually stunning, but I never got a chance to play. So like this does look exactly like WarioWare.
Yeah,
and it's not just it's like all of the kind of mannerisms, the
Yeah.
transitions. It's like, oh, that is definitely WarioWare.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why they just didn't make it WarioWare then.
I don't know. I mean, this did when we first saw this. It was like, oh, this reminds us of the DSiWare,
Yeah, the DSi.
WarioWare game that did involve
Yes.
taking pictures and feeding those into
the thing, yeah.
the game and all of that. I think WarioWare does need to kind of turn the page to a new chapter of what the character is about because
Wario needs to turn a chapter.
it just feels like
Yeah.
these last WarioWare games have not been hitting like
that-
they used to.
That game was such a time and place kind of game where like it just worked so well in like the Wii party atmosphere.
It worked for a while.
It worked
The DS
really
one was
well
great.
for a DS.
There was a bunch of those.
because it has like that very like visceral touch screen. Like it worked for those particular hardware, but I don't think it translates that well to a Switch. So they need to do something else with Wario. But I don't know if they're thinking Wario is the next target here, honestly. I feel like that's like tiers and tiers down from the characters that they want to be focused on right now.
I don't know if Wario's going to be in a movie soon.
Is he?
In 2029, which these actors keep talking about 2029.
These actors can't keep
Which
their
is
mouths
hilarious.
shut.
We won't include it in the news because I have a ban. There's also Lego news. It's banned from this podcast. We're not talking about Lego
I
news or
didn't ban them.
banned.
I was not part of this.
Fine, talk about Legos
decision-making.
all you want.
I don't really like
What do you want to
Legos.
say about Legos?
Nothing. But I don't know. I feel like Wario is not
Give
top
it a
of mind
shot.
for them.
Give a new Wario Land game a shot is all I'm saying. Just try it.
They had it on the Virtual Boy.
And it's still great.
My eyes bled, but it was great.
No, they need to try it.
Wario Land Shake It was
We can't
a great game,
we can't
by the
be in this phase where it's like everything has to be such a big hit that we can't even try a new game in a series that already exists with a character that
just
that a lot of
talked
people
about
like.
how everyone is anti-risk.
How risky?
just-
But how risky is that? A lot of people like WarioWare. It's like, oh, it's a 2D platformer with this guy who farts. Cool. A lot of people would play that.
Wario Land is what you're talking
Yes.
about, not WarioWare.
No.
You're talking about Wario Land.
No, I'm not. I think WarioWare should be put away for a little while.
I think so too, unless they have a very
Yeah.
good way to integrate it onto like a Switch. I mean, someone said mouse controls for WarioWare. Yes, maybe that would be interesting.
Whatever.
But Wario Land, I think, is one that, yeah, like they could bring that back relatively easily. But I do think that they are just not focused on the character of Wario right now.
But this Picto Nico also hurts the value of WarioWare. It's
Yeah.
like, well, why would I pay $60?
free, right?
I could do this with my own face on a phone for free.
Right. Maybe you have a friend that even looks like
So,
Wario.
so that
and
makes
then
it
you
harder.
Don't
Or
even need
upload
it.
a picture of whatever from the internet, something weird that you found on the internet. I'm not going to say what, you know?
And do stuff with their face?
The face or something else, I don't know.
Everybody has a face.
Again, the photos are not sent to Nintendo. Do what you want.
They're
They
sent
might
to
be, they might
Russia.
be sent to Russia, though.
And then what are you going to do with your butt?
Might feel bad for those Russians who have to see that. Okay. We have an update from Warhorse Studios, which is the studio behind the Kingdom Come series.
Yes.
I was pretty surprised when I saw this.
I was going to ask you about this.
I thought this would maybe get a big, I don't know, maybe we're just not in the right circle to see this be made into a big deal, but here's what they said. You might have heard the rumors. It's time to reveal what we are working on. An open-world Middle-earth RPG and a new Kingdom Come adventure. We're excited to tell you more when the time is right. So, Middle-earth, that's Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
is what that
Lord
means.
of the Rings. Open world Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
How are you feeling about that?
It's going to be incredible.
That's
incredible.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. And a new Kingdom...
How are they making both? That sounds hard.
I don't know. I mean, they must be big enough that they could do it, or who knows how far apart these games are.
Yeah.
There's no, it's talking about, like, you've heard the rumors, like maybe this stuff was starting to leak or something.
Yeah.
Again, maybe our circle is not super plugged into this studio.
Sure.
This seems like a huge deal.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that was Game of the Year.
That's so good.
Quality game.
Yeah,
you played
great.
that a bit, right?
Yeah, I did. I
that
played it
game
for
was
quite
really
a bit.
good.
I really liked it.
And then for them to be doing a Lord of the Rings game, like that's just
You played the original
very.
Kingdom,
That's on the Switch.
right? You played
Yeah.
that for a bit too. You
Yeah.
were like in Europe playing that
It's
game,
cool.
and it was fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, open world Middle Earth RPG from the studio could be incredible. It could be like amazing, like if they do it right,
What was the Warner Brothers Lord of the Rings, that kind of like action-y, like Assassin's Creed one that they had the Nemesis system? You remember
Yes.
that one? I'm blank. Shadows of Mordor, was that
Yeah,
it?
that's what it is called. Yes, Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah, it's like there's just a
Is that
lot
fun?
more.
I didn't play that.
That first one was awesome.
Really?
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh.
You should play that. The game's like, I don't know, 12 years old at this
know if I
point,
can
but you
play
should
it now, but
definitely
okay.
play that. There's just a lot of game opportunities that feel like they're unrealized.
In that universe.
Right. It's like this studio seems really well oriented to deliver
Yeah.
on what that is in a way that's actually good. Like we see like all these Game of Thrones games they keep putting out. It's like they suck.
They're really bad.
I went to go see the Mandalorian movie this weekend.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Again, you're like, this should be a video
how
game.
has there never been a Mandalorian video game?
Oh, that makes perfect
The
video
show in
game.
this movie is basically a video game.
Every mission that they do
Drove
is
me
like, it's like a
insane.
mission in a video game.
It drove me crazy.
Yeah.
That like there's a lot of these properties that go unrealized in video games. It's like, all right, now you have a great
Or
match.
someone bungles it.
Right, you have a great match, and the studio is actually putting out like really great stuff. So
Right.
that's like immediately going.
They're
on
like
the, hype
the
meter.
right studio to do a game
Yes.
that's Lord of the Rings. They're the right the right fit for that.
Yes.
So that's exciting. Like sometimes you're like you can't.
right,
do
and
this.
it's not just going to be like some big like it's the Helm's Deep. It's a big Dynasty Warriors battle. It's like no, you imagine like I'm going through the hills with my party
Your
and we're
tricksy hobbitses?
and we're encountering like kind of the more like slower pace like
Yeah.
real like
I mean,
adventure-y stuff.
The Kingdom Come games are so crunchy in terms of like how realistic your character needs to be to
Right.
survive in this like very tough world, and I can see that with Lord of the Rings too. It's like, okay, you gotta like, do all the like the very like seemingly mundane, but like those are the things that make it really fun and feel really like realistic. Like I can see them doing that for a Middle Earth based game, which is pretty awesome.
Hopefully Kingdom Come 2 comes to Switch 2 sooner than later.
Yeah, that game was really good.
Lastly, just wanted to check in on some of these games that are coming out this month that are eventually coming out on Switch 2, but those versions got delayed, unfortunately. 007 First Light, the reviews for
Look
that
at the
are
review
out.
score.
It's at an 87.
I did not see this.
Oh, you
until
had
right
not
now.
seen that?
I had not seen this until right now.
the
I thought I was
reviews-
already in. I was like, I didn't care. I was like,
The reviews are really good for
Dang.
it. Like it was earlier today, it was at like a 90, and it's been, I think it'll be pretty steady here at 87, but that's one of the better
super
reviewed
high.
games of the year.
Yeah,
And
that's
people are
super
saying
good.
like, yeah, it's what you thought. It's Uncharted meets Hitman
that sounds awesome.
with James Bond. So
I can't wait. I'm so
looks
excited
great.
to play this.
Are you a
Wow.
big James Bond fan?
I am a big James Bond fan, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite James Bond actor?
Pierce Brosnan.
Oh,
Always.
okay.
I'm a
Not
90s
Roger Moore?
No. I'm a 90s girl. I don't know. I just like Pierce Brosnan. He's hot.
Okay, okay.
Daniel Craig was okay too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about what they're going to do with that movies on the
Yeah,
movie
what happened to that series?
They had some issues.
They still can't pick
a
new guy
the new Bond. They can't
to be
pick
Bond.
It's so hard.
I don't know what's going on.
Everybody's going to be like, it's not the right one.
And it's been a long time now. It's like you
It's
need
been like a long time.
You need to keep this relevant, and this will help. But
you
should probably make a movie
You should
too.
probably do it soon. I mean, hopefully this means that the movie hopefully will come in the next couple of years.
Right. This is just going to convince them to cast Tom Cruise.
Oh my God.
A 67-year-old Tom Cruise.
He's like a miniature, like a little.
He's like,
he's a short king. He's a short king. It's okay.
You're gonna be like, well, I'm fresh out of boot camp.
We love a short king. We love a gracefully aging short king.
Yes.
It's all good. If he wants to be James Bond, I mean, I don't know, but I always like whenever they do like some kind of cool musical thing too. Like Adele did Skyfall.
Oh, do they have that for this game? I'm sure
I
they
don't
do.
know. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I'm into it.
You're going to have to decide what to play here because you're playing a lot of stuff right now.
I'm going to have to jump off something soon.
And then Lego Batman, that came out last week. That's an 84,
That's 84?
which is also really solid.
Dang.
I think I have seen enough people discussing this to decide that this is a game I could probably sit out, but that's a very good score for what it is.
I might play it later when it comes eventually.
Yeah, maybe if it's on some big sale later on, but probably
like
not.
a holiday sale or something. You can probably just dabble
I don't think I need to drop everything to play
I don't think so
Lego
either.
Batman.
Yeah. Batman.
But 007 you're definitely getting, I guess, this week on a PlayStation 5 computer entertainment system.
I'm getting it on the big computer entertainment system. This is going to be a sit-back big screen game. I haven't had any big screen games all year, guys.
What?
I haven't played any games on the TV.
Why?
Well, I played a bunch of Capcom games. Oh, I know Pragmata I played a little bit on the TV.
You didn't play Resident Evil on the TV?
Too scared.
Oh, you're scared. Okay.
I have the
That's fine.
Small screen lights on, Simpsons in the background.
Have you been playing Indiana Jones?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I guess we just got back.
I played that a little bit last night and the night before. But you know what? I really like playing Indiana Jones in bed. That's my new thing. I fell asleep playing that game last night. And then I woke up this morning and it was like a cutscene. And I turned it on and it was like still a cutscene. I was like, oh, shoot. I need to rewatch that cutscene. I fell asleep. Okay. It's kind of like playing like a movie a little bit, you know? Because I was like relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Somehow, I've really been liking playing that in bed. Somehow. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But yeah, this is going to be like the full experience. I always like to have like at least a couple games a year where I'm like, yes, the graphics and the projectors, big screen, 120 inches, and I'm like, I'm going to sit here and really enjoy.
Well, they've been really like hyping up, like, look at the performance on a PS5 Pro. It's like, I don't have a PS5 Pro, and I won't be having one probably ever. So
yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Can you just tell me about the normal PlayStation
I won't be able
performance?
to tell. I won't.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I think I'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I'm excited. I'm glad that it's reviewed well. That's great.
We have another question from Baby Chris asking about Nintendo's advertising that I think you had done some external asking about, and I don't think you have that with you. So maybe for Baby Chris, we will promise that we will return to that next week.
I have it. My phone is recording this podcast, and the message
Baby
from...
Chris, we will return to this question with a very thorough answer from an expert.
I have an answer for you.
Next week.
I have a very long answer for you.
Let's talk about the games we are playing then. And let's start with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which we both have been playing. You got it right before our long flight back from Toronto, and I got it physical. It was waiting for me when I got back. And this was one that we were just like, going into it.
Why not?
We're just not going to know what this is. We're going to have to find out for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And it's been interesting because I've been playing and liking it, but I still would have a hard time describing to somebody what the heck this game is.
That's so funny because I was playing on the plane and you were kind of looking over my shoulder a little bit, and like, a couple hours had gone by and you were like, do you like it so far? And I was like, oh yeah, it's really fun. And you were like, I still don't, after even watching you play this game, I still don't get it. I don't understand what's happening. I'm like, I know. It is a very kind of interesting approach. It's like not quite, a platformer in the traditional sense. It's not quite a full exploration game in the traditional sense.
I also wouldn't call it a puzzle platformer.
It's not, I was just going to say, it's not quite a puzzle or a puzzle platformer in the traditional sense. It's kind of like a little, 10% of each of these kind of genres mashed together in this way. But I love this game. This game is so good.
I've seen some people criticizing Nintendo's marketing for this game.
Marketing's hard though.
And it's like, this game is
just hard to market.
a hard one to properly convey. So there's always room for improvement, but it is a tough challenge.
Yeah. I think we both were and are and still are very impressed with the look of it, like the
my gosh,
the art style.
it's amazing.
It's probably I would say one of the best looking games on Switch too, because it's just unique in the way the art style. The thing where you like go into the book and it's like it draws a little Yoshi, and then it's like everything is this like kind of like color pencil, sketchy kind of.
I think it's also like doing that thing, kind of like what Mixtape was doing, where things run at different frame rates.
So it's like the backgrounds,
makes
the foregrounds.
It look like it's kind of
stuff.
being a sketch coming to life in real time.
Yep.
But yeah, there's nothing. Again, like how would I describe that art style? I don't know.
It's beautiful though. It's
that
really
kind of
beautiful.
encapsulates the whole experience of the game, but it is really cool.
Really cool. I think, how I would describe it, and the thing I really like about it is it sort of has like that sense of, we have a lot of really fun gameplay, game mechanic ideas that we want you to experience, but you're only going to experience it for this one level or for this one little part of the game. And then we're going to move on from that. It's kind of like Astrobot in a way, or like Mario Wonder in a way. You get a Wonder Seed and you do a fun thing for like 20 seconds, and then you probably won't do that thing for a little while. This game does a lot of that.
I continue to see people compare this to Mario 64, and I don't really get
it at all.
I don't really get the comparison to that.
No,
as a Mario 64 super fan, but it's fine. So if we had to describe what this is for the good listeners who maybe don't know. You are Yoshi, and you go into the book, and you are asked to kind of catalog the creatures that live in these different environments.
Yes.
And you have to interact with them in certain ways to kind of log all of the unique interactions
logging again?
that you have. Yes, we're back to logging.
Yeah, Yoshi is vlogging his experience in the book.
Yes.
But yes, you basically like kind of experiment with the environment in a way, and also the creatures that you find. So you can like do the immediately. I like always eat everything.
Right.
Like see what happens when it's like sometimes you can't eat them.
In this game, I want to ask, when you eat things, it seems like they're just dead.
Oh yeah.
It's not like, they're still in the egg, they can come out. It's like you ate them, digested them, and pooped them out.
Yeah.
That's really severe.
Because that flower part where you have to collect and rescue those flowers, if you accidentally eat those flowers, you fail.
And there was one with a Shy Guy where it's like, I ate the Shy Guy, and then the other Shy Guys like ran away in terror because I killed one.
Yeah, because you killed one. Oh man. You're supposed to you're supposed to carry them on your back.
I pushed the wrong button.
Back to the little house. Not kill them, not
man.
murder them.
Kind of goes off of the vibe of this game.
In cold blood.
Honestly.
Do Shy Guys have blood? Maybe not.
And then there's like a note. There's like, here are the tasting notes for the Shy Guy. It's like, this is kind of dark, but okay.
He does like eating the honey, which is cute.
Yes.
Like when he licks the honey, he's like, it's so cute. But yes, like every time you interact with the creature, or you throw the creature and it like interacts with the environment in some way, the book like writes it down.
Right.
It's like, okay, when you did this happened. And then at the end of each of those little like exploration chapters, you get like a score. It's like, okay, you got all 10 of these little experiments.
Right.
And then you get points, and that's how you move on. But I'm like way, like, you need to get stars to move on to the next chapter. You were saying the same thing. I have like 700 stars.
You cannot die in this game.
No.
You can fail. There are some challenges that you can fail. That
like when you eat the Shy Guys and kill them,
I got a failure because I ate a Shy Guy. You can go back and do it again.
Yep, you can restart it.
But again, to the comparison of a traditional platformer,
there's no dying.
It doesn't really have those sorts of challenges.
It's like he can't fall off and die.
You don't just run to the right and get to the end. Like it's kind of this more open thing that you're going around and kind of poking
there's a lot of like
and prodding at.
There's a lot of verticality. Sometimes you're going underwater. There's a lot more exploration.
But yeah, all of the levels have you doing something a little bit different, a little bit unique, which means some of them are going to be more fun than others. I think we agreed on a few that we like kind of didn't like.
One I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
But, I mean, whatever. It's fine.
Right, but
you only have to do it for like 20 seconds.
There was another one that I really liked where you found this guy who has like a fishing rod and you help him fish all the stuff out of the water.
That was fun.
That was really cool. I think it helps that all the creatures are like very cute.
They're so cute.
Like they're really well done.
They're really, really cute. There's one where you're like on like a fish that's also like a skateboard.
Yeah.
You like ride the waves,
right.
like a little surfer. That was cute. Lots of interesting mechanics. Like there's one where you kind of like possess this really big creature.
Yeah, that was cool.
And you're kind of like knocking things down,
Right.
like Godzilla style.
Yeah.
And there was one that I did where it's sort of like Rambi, where you like get on you ride that.
Well, I'm not at that yet.
Instead of like Yoshi carrying somebody on your back, which you can do with a lot of the creatures, but like you ride on the creature and it's like a drill for a nose. You're just like going through digging around the environment. That was fun. I like that a lot. That was I was like, make a whole game of this. But it's like one mechanic that you do for like a few seconds for that level, and then you kind of don't see it again for a while,
right,
or like ever.
I'm just at a point where like I really appreciate a game that's doing something different and new, and that's totally what this is, which maybe
I love it.
Is making it feel bigger in my mind than what it is, because it is a pretty like breezy, like it's a very lighthearted, like relaxing game to play.
Right.
Which we're both like juggling a more intense game alongside it, which makes it a good kind of pairing.
Yeah.
In that sense, but it's like I mean those other Yoshi games, the Crafted Worlds and such, those are fine, but I think I definitely like this a lot better.
I do too.
Than those.
One thing I appreciate: short levels. Short levels.
Yes.
Yoshi game suffers from too long. The levels are too long. You kind of want them to be very like compact.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. You like go into the each chapter, you find the creature and you like experiment with it for the level, you test out some of these fun new mechanics, then the level ends and you move on to the next thing, you know? So it's like even if you didn't like something, you don't have to do it for that long and then you're like on to the next thing. So I love this game. I think it's so cute.
Wow.
I'm a Yoshi fan, though.
You go back to that thing at the top of, what are the games you're going to remember in 10 years? This
might be one of them.
This is definitely
a
different kind of thing to remember, but I do think this is destined to be some cult classic where like, oh, everybody slept on this Yoshi game, but look at how unique it was, and oh my gosh, it's giving you an experience that nothing else is.
In like 20 years, when all these Switch 2 games become like retro.
Good thing I bought it physical.
Right? And then you look at, like, you go to like a retro game store and you see that box.
Yeah.
In a store, you're going to remember that.
It's going to be on like the staff picks.
Yeah.
The gaming hipsters of 30 years. Like,
I'm telling you.
What you need to do is check this out.
In 20 years, you're going to be like, that was a beautiful little game.
Yeah.
Like, that was such a fun. Remember that mechanic? That was cool. Remember that thing that happened in this game? That was cool.
Right.
Because there's so many of those little ideas in there. So, what color Yoshi are you playing?
I picked blue, but now I would actually like to change back to green, and I don't know how to do that.
You can't. There's a thing in the menu that says change Yoshi.
I would like to do that.
I'm a pink Yoshi.
Okay. That's
I'm
nice
going to
touch.
bring in my pink Yoshi that I made.
You do. That's a nice touch to let you pick the color, yeah.
That beginning screen of all the Yoshi heads looking at you.
Yeah.
Like all the
There's also,
colors.
I guess,
So
some new lore about Bowser Jr., but honestly, who cares?
Oh, who cares about that? I was like, why are you in this game? You're not needed here. I'm sorry, but you're just not
I could do without more Bowser Jr.
I mean, there's like parts of the game where you get like help him. I'm like, can I just leave him in there? I don't really care about you. Just staying trapped in there, whatever.
We asked our Patreon community what they thought of this game. We did a poll. 11% said I love it. 15% said I like it. 4% said it's okay. 1% said I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
And 69% said I did not get this game.
Well, that's a lot.
I think we asked people if they were going to get this game a few weeks ago, and this number is much bigger than it was back then. So I think a lot of people
changed their mind.
I think a lot of people are like maybe on the fence and decided not to get it. So I'm definitely not expecting this to be some big hot seller.
No, but I really like it.
Yeah, that's not what this is going to be. Titanium Soldier says this is a unique experience, and I appreciate Nintendo for delivering something different.
Yes.
All too often, people complain that there aren't enough new experiences in video games, and I appreciate having something that is unlike anything I've played in my 25 years of gaming.
Agreed.
Walk the Crocona Rock says, it's funny, my younger sister, who is the target audience for this Yoshi game, is fully not interested at all. She doesn't even want this as a gift, even though Yoshi is by far one of her favorite Mario characters. My sister is more excited for the Star Fox game, even though this year marks her first ever interactions with Star Fox as a series. She is getting more and more excited for June with each passing day. To me, this is fascinating because both Yoshi and Star Fox had been heavily featured in the Mario Galaxy movie, yet only one of them is getting her to ask for the game.
I need to talk to your sister.
This is an interesting point because it was like, oh, Yoshi's the big new addition for the Mario Galaxy
main
movie.
character energy.
And it's like Fox was the thing that everybody came away with and translated to a lot of excitement for that game. I guess we just get enough Yoshi consistently that it's like
not as special.
It's not as special a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is an interesting
But that
point.
is a very interesting phenomenon.
Yeah.
That even the target audience for our Yoshi game is more interested for this reintroduction of Star Fox.
Yeah. Kaylin says, I've been really loving it. Yoshi meets field ecology is such a charming concept. As a parent to young kids, I don't always have the mental energy to tackle a game like Silksong or Monster Hunter at the end of a long day. And having something I can just enjoy and not think too hard about is a welcome change.
It's so true. Like sometimes you just need to give your brain a break.
Very relaxing game.
Yeah, just like sit down for like, 30 minutes, play a couple of levels, and just kind of use it as a way to relax. That's really nice.
Yeah. So the game that I have been pairing this with is Mina the Hollower, which I played and talked about a little bit last week. And I think this game's out this week and the reviews should be out soon.
Yeah.
I think the reviews are going to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Yacht Club has kind of dispelled most of the concerns that people had about this based on the demo, and they did that short little delay. It's pretty remarkable. And it does kind of remind you, like, back to, like, when you first played Shovel Knight, of like, oh yeah, these Yacht Club guys, they're onto something special here.
Yeah,
like,
they got some new ways of thinking.
They really can translate that retro experience into something that feels
very
fresh
modern. Yeah.
and modern, and they've done it here. So again, this is kind of like a Link's Awakening meets Castlevania, Game Boy Color presentation kind of game. And I am probably... I think I might be like halfway through it now.
Yeah.
I'm unfortunately stuck at the moment.
Uh-oh. Game's not out yet, so you can't even look at it.
I need the game to come out so that I can actually get some tips to
Yeah.
move beyond the thing that I'm stuck on. But it does do that thing this has actually happened to me a couple times where I thought I was stuck and I backtracked and I reinvestigated and I actually found a whole other thing
to do,
that I could do. And I'm like, oh, maybe that was actually the right thing to do all along.
Yeah.
So it does do a good job of just kind of like making you think in that kind of Zelda-y way of, am I actually stuck, or what do I need, or what do I need to do? Maybe I should go back and reevaluate where I am and what I've done to actually find the solution. But at the moment, I actually am kind of properly stuck. So
Uh-oh.
hope I can get past it.
Oh, no. Puzzle-wise, is like a puzzle that you're stuck on?
No. It's kind of. I think it's a spoiler for me to even say.
Oh, okay.
There's kind of like there's like a set. There's like a set piece that is actually a little bit unexpected in this kind of a game. That it's really cool conceptually, but I actually don't know how to get past it. So no problem. I'm sure I will, and I definitely want to keep going with this.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to this game. All the environments are really big. In every screen that you're on, like there's so many things to interact with, like a lot of things that you might miss that'll help you get another path to another way. A lot of ways for you to customize your character. Like I have been picking up some of the other weapons. So I now have the shield.
Okay.
Which is like a shield bash, but you can also parry if you press it at the right time.
Nice.
I'm really sticking and focusing on the whip.
You like the whip, yeah.
But I do like to get and try out these other weapons, and I think that's going to give this game a ton of replay value. Of the weapons all play really differently. So you can go back and do it again and get that different sort of experience or build your character a different way. So like right now, I can choose one special ability, and the one I have is it gives me 2 more of the like health restoration flasks.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's honestly hard to go with anything else. I've gotten some other cool stuff, but it's like that is so valuable.
It is such a hard game.
And so useful.
Yeah.
That I think eventually I will get something that'll let me equip more of those. Right now I can only equip 1.
Okay.
But I think people are going to be surprised at this game. I think it's great. It's at $20, which I think is like really amazing.
Price,
like they clearly wanted that Silksong value message for what it is. I do have like some small nitpicks about it though. I don't think this is like a perfect game. I think so there's one thing that they make you do at the end of every area. You have to like reactivate this like electrical station.
Yes, yeah.
And to do that, they make you, it kind of goes into like this mode 7 thing where it's like a big tower that you can move around like 360 degrees and you can actually see the thing rotating, which is kind of cool.
That's cool, yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like the electric, there's something that's kind of like pursuing you up, and if it touches you, you start over. I found those to be a little bit frustrating.
Tedious.
It's a little tedious, it's a little bit frustrating. Especially when it's like the way to cap off this big moment.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, yes, I did it, and be triumphant. Like, all of those ones I've done, it's been kind of like a slog of like,
I'm so close, and now I have to do it again.
I just want to get through this. I'm also curious, like, how people connect with the visual style. I think this is kind of a hang-up for you.
This is my hang-up, yeah, with this game. I've been trying to play this game, but it's been a little hard for me.
So it's a Game Boy Color style presentation, which means it's very chunky.
Yes.
Limited color palette at times. And mostly I don't feel this way, but there have been screens where it's like, I am not seeing the thing that they want me to interact with.
That happens to me all the time.
It kind of blends in, and maybe if there was a more detailed art style to it, they could have helped to set those things apart more.
That's my main issue.
Yeah.
Is that like I can't tell what is the thing I'm supposed to interact with and what isn't the thing I'm supposed to interact with. I'm just like wildly trying to interact with everything on the screen, and it's a little frustrating, I think. Yeah, and the game is very challenging. It's really hard. So you can toggle a lot of settings though, which I did, but it's still pretty hard.
The demo I felt was a bit more heavy on the bosses versus the actual game. Or like there's actually not as many bosses as the demo might lead you to think. And again, like that was kind of something I didn't like as much about Silksong, was like I actually love the exploration.
Yeah.
I love kind of the more, ground level combat with just regular enemies and stuff.
And like the platforming
and
stuff.
the platforming. Yeah. But the bosses, there were just too many, and they were...
Yeah, and sometimes you were getting the boss gauntlet.
It just got too frustrating.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I just want to explore this world. I think Mina is, for me, a better realization of that kind of thing, where there is so much exploration, and you can really get into a groove of like...
Is there dungeons?
There are dungeons, but they are slightly less puzzle-oriented, or at least the ones I've seen, than a Zelda dungeon, but they do exist. Yeah, you can get into a really good groove of like, I am just moving through this area. I'm really connecting with whatever the mechanic is. So I did like the swamp, and it's like there's a lot of water, and you can kind of jump into the water and go underground, because that's the move, and then you can jump out. So it's like managing...
Like a burrow move,
yeah. It's kind of like halfway swimming, but the water's too deep to properly swim through it. But the game is really good. I really recommend it. And again, like I think if you had a concern about the demo, like I think you need to give the game a look again, because for me at least, they addressed the issues that I had.
Yeah.
Also been playing a little bit of Bubsy 4D.
Oh boy.
The fourth dimension of Bubsy.
Oh boy.
And
is it better than Bubsy 2?
It's not a high bar. I think it is definitely the best Bubsy game. I've seen the reviews for this are like kind of around a 7. I actually think that's pretty fair for what the game is. So this is by Fabraz, who does these, they call them expressive platformers, these 3D platformers that are kind of like very oriented toward, expert players of 3D platformers.
Speedrunners and stuff, yep.
And like the controls are great. All the moves that Bubsy can do are really great. Also, like I think the look of it's cool. I think the characters are very expressive. I think some of the areas are a little too big and maybe don't have enough to do in them. I would like a little bit more like interactivity like along the way. There's also this like mechanic where Bubsy can kind of turn, they kind of call it like a fur ball. He kind of turns into a ball and it becomes like a monkey ball kind of thing.
It's cute.
I think there's a little too much emphasis on that in the game, where like every level so far has had a sequence where it's like, all right, now do the monkey ball thing. It's like, well, I actually like the running and jumping as Bubsy versus the monkey ball rolling part. So that's just kind of like a game design thing where it's like, I might have preferred a little bit less of that.
Balance
and more of that.
More. Yeah.
But anytime it's like, just a focus on running and jumping, it's like, no, this is super well done. This is really fun. I like this. So I would say it's probably not the studio's best game, but it is a good game. It is a fun game. I think if you like 3D platforms, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah. They do Demon Tides.
Yeah, but that was the question that we had when we heard about this of like, oh, you guys are making 2 games now. How are you going to pull that off? And now both of those games are out. I think Demon Tides is a much more ambitious, fully realized game. And Bubsy is a little bit lesser than that, but they're both really good. Unfortunately, Demon Tides is not yet out on a Switch. It's coming eventually. But it's definitely a studio to keep an eye on.
Yeah, they're great.
Because I think they're really on the up and up.
Yeah, yeah.
You had an interesting moment on our flight to Toronto where you said, I need a game to play.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why don't you play Indiana Jones? And you said, well, how am I going to do that? And then I handed you the game card, and you started to play.
It was a physical game, not a game key card.
Man.
Didn't even need to do anything else. So
30,000 feet into the sky, didn't matter. You could play the game.
It's true. This is a big check mark for physical games. Yeah. But yes, I stole.
You said this was the first time you would ever actually put in a cartridge into your Switch.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Playing digital games.
Is this why you didn't want to play Pocopia? Because I was going, oh, I'm too good for that. I won't do that.
No, it's not. I didn't feel like playing it.
You seem pretty proud of that point. I've never done that. I don't do that.
No, I wasn't proud. I was just like, oh, I don't even think I've opened this part of my Switch before.
You're a snob.
I was like, how do I do this? Where is the little slot for this thing?
Come on.
So yes, I started playing Indiana Jones, and now I'm completely obsessed with it. It's so good.
That's what I've been telling you.
I know, I didn't believe you.
Why not?
Just kidding, I didn't believe you. I just wasn't like, I don't know, I was like uninterested, and then suddenly I was like very interested.
Okay.
But I played it a lot, and I'm still playing it. And I'm about to leave the second big area.
Egypt.
I'm about to go somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know what the next one is? Have they been saying? What is it?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, I do.
It's the Himalayas.
Oh, neat.
I'm so excited.
That's cool.
It's so good, and it runs so well on a Switch.
It does.
It is such a good version of the game. I had only played like the first couple hours when it was first out on an Xbox. And so I had gotten past that pretty fast. And some of these locations that they take you to are truly, it's like you're totally right. It's like that Assassin's Creed feeling of like, oh yeah, these are like very historic, kind of iconic locations. Sistine Chapel or Vatican City, like that's iconic. Or like, the pyramids of Giza,
right.
The Sphinx. You're going both underneath the Sphinx. Like, that's cool. You're smashing things in the Sphinx. You do a lot of smashing.
Don't do that.
In those tombs. I'm like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing.
He's a bad archaeologist.
He really just grabs a hammer and goes, doesn't he? And then now I'm off to the Himalayas. Apparently.
Nice.
Yeah, I know the big secret. They said the name of the game.
Oh, sure.
What is the Great Circle?
Right.
And I mean, the characters are awesome. Like, of course, Troy Baker's Indiana Jones is next level amazing, but all the other characters are good too. Like, you kind of get introduced to like this other woman who's looking for her sister, and she kind of comes along with you in some of these missions, and that's really fun. Yep. The puzzles are great. The dungeons are fun. So
all the first-person stuff is connecting with you
totally
fine?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. I was surprised because usually I'm bad at that.
The punching?
The punching is fun.
I like the punching.
I like just, you can grab anything off the floor and use it to hit people.
Right.
Here comes a wine bottle to the face.
There's a lot of wine bottles sitting around.
Yeah, I really like to hit them with the wine bottles. Or like a broomstick.
Right.
Anything. It's great. And you barely use a gun. Although that did come in very handy for me in a boss level.
Versus the giant guy?
Yeah.
I had to do that too. I was like, wow, you're not going down.
I used my pistol on him. But I only had one shot. I just headshotted him.
Oh.
In the dark.
Wow, okay.
It was pretty nice. That was like the last thing I did before I fell asleep last night.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to just do the last part.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it so much. I think I'm going to try to beat it before I start.
So what are you going to do? Because you got Yoshi, Indiana Jones, and James Bond.
Well, I'm going to beat Indiana Jones, and then I'm going to play 007, I think. And then just play Yoshi on the side.
What are you, like, halfway through Indiana Jones now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not too long, right? That game's not too long.
I don't know.
We need to look it up.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm, like, a little bit past the halfway point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I must be getting closer.
Will you give it back to me when you're done?
Yeah. Do you want it back?
I do.
Oh.
I was playing that game.
Oh. Well, you're not gonna anymore.
What Who are you to say?
You're gonna have to play Mina.
Who are you to say that? I've been playing that.
So you want it back?
The other game you've been playing is Rugrats Retro Rewind.
I know. I love this
Triple
game.
R,
It's so cute.
as they call it.
This is such a blast from the past. But
You're a big into Rugrats.
I'm a Nickelodeon girl, though.
Okay.
I love the 90s Nickelodeon. Maybe this is early 2000s. I don't know. The 90s, early 2000s Nickelodeon cartoons. Like, this is one of them. It's like Rugrats, Doug, Rocko's Modern Life. That whole era. But Rugrats is a fun, weird, gross, kind of like, almost like sometimes like that Ren and Stimpy style of cartoon. Not as gross.
That's the Nickelodeon I like, Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, this is like a little bit tamer than that.
I used to watch that with my mom, and she would sometimes like
Side-eye
write.
you?
I was like, "What's going on in this cartoon?"
Yeah. My mom didn't understand English, so she didn't know. But like these babies are kind of like gross too. Like there's a lot of like vomit jokes.
Oh, no.
And there's
Okay.
there's some of that aspect to it.
So
But
what is this?
this is like you kind of do this like 3D exploration. And
But this is a compilation, right?
This is a compilation,
Okay.
of like a few Rugrats games that came out back in the day, in the 90s. But they what I realized is that these games are really hard.
Yeah.
I could barely get through this now.
Oh, no.
Like it's too hard.
I think like one was like a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
Like what other platforms are here?
I think there's
maybe
one,
some Game Boy.
Game Boy was one of them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't fully explore every single version of like what the collection is.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a fun trip down. Like a nostalgic.
Old games are hard. That's the conclusion.
That's the conclusion. That
Yeah.
it's like these old games. Sometimes they
get ya.
They.
This was a game for kids.
I don't know how I played this as a kid.
Literally for Rugrats,
Like myself.
and you can't do it.
No, it's really hard.
Oh.
Can't even get through it. I'm like, die.
It's
like
tough.
So the babies are dying. I don't know.
Okay.
What happened in the game?
One more question from the Keggers. Kit and Krysta, there has been a lot of discourse around IGN reviews over the last few years. It seems like every review they give is controversial, at least online. What was Nintendo's view of IGN when you were there, and do you think that it has changed since you left? Do they put any stock into what IGN thinks?
Yeah, they really do.
Very important.
The most important media outlet at Nintendo is IGN and Game Informer back in the day. I would say those were the top
Not
two.
anymore. Yeah.
Not anymore. I mean, we talked about getting a Game Informer cover as a big deal.
So when we had Lucy James of GameSpot on, like she pointed out, she's like, a lot of people see GameSpot and IGN as like equals.
Yeah.
But if you actually look at the traffic, like IGN is like so much bigger than any other like gaming oriented site.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really shows you how important it is. It has been interesting to see like kind of the reactions and backlash around IGN. Like I think it.
What is the first origin of that? Do you
Of what?
Of like the reactions? Because I don't feel like it's always been this way, where people have had. Really
It goes
bad
back
reactions.
to like the Pokemon too much water.
People are just getting annoyed.
Them
at-
giving stuff a 7. I mean, it's like they're reviewing so many things by so many different people, and those people have the
Varying opinions.
ability to inject their own opinion of the experience.
Well,
But
that's
then people compare of like, well, this thing got a 9 and this thing got a 7. What's the deal?
So two different people.
What's the deal?
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, and these could be like very different types of games of like, so mixtape is better than such and such that got a 9.9. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Like people freak out over that, and it's like we don't need to do this. And like it would be good to know like how do you do your reviews? Like what is the scale? Like what does it mean if one person gives it this? Like. And I'm sure they do actually a lot of that.
They do that.
They do a lot of that. I just don't think people
don't care.
People just want to look at the number and
freak
be mad.
out. And freak out.
And do the comparison
Yeah.
and be mad. But no, it's a hugely important outlet. That was always one that was at the top of the list to get any sort of opportunity, exclusive.
Interviews with developers, access.
Yes.
I mean, that was the number one choice.
Right.
Always.
Right. Also a very important advertising channel
Absolutely.
for Nintendo.
Different team ran that.
Right.
The ad team would run that, and they would do, like digital ads on IGN. They would have big ad buys on IGN. So it's different. I mean, the editorial part of IGN, the advertising part of IGN is completely separate, or else that would be problematic. But like our team on the communications PR team, we were dealing with the editorial side, and all of that was like, of course, not paid for or whatever,
Right.
but they were getting the access. Like if it was a developer, if we were doing developer interviews for a big game, guess who's the first person you email? It's like the IGN editor.
Yep.
The IGN Nintendo editor is getting the number one call for a time slot to interview Mr. Aonuma. That is what it was, you know? And it was all based on pure viewership, pure numbers. It's like they have the audience they have the biggest audience that's looking at games. Yeah.
And they have had good people in that kind of Nintendo-oriented role.
They have.
Interestingly, that one
Some
person...
of the people come to Nintendo.
Rich George, who was in that for a number of years, he came to work for Nintendo's agency, Golan, for a while, and now he's at Sega doing great things.
Yeah, and then there's a Jose Otero, who's now in the Nintendo Treehouse, and
now
you guys see him.
Now they have Logan Plant, who's really seems to have a good perspective on the things that are happening with Nintendo, and just a lot of other people over there, like Brian Altano and others, who are just like very
really plugged in.
Have a good way of looking at Nintendo. So I think that a lot of the backlash just comes from like how big they are in this space and how just kind of like ubiquitous they are versus like, I don't know, what's another media outlet that anybody is big enough for like people to have overlapping knowledge of or awareness of. Like this is kind of one of the last ones.
They're so broad now. Back in the day when we always say this, we sound old, but it's like they were just doing game stuff, but now they do reviews for movies and entertainment. They're like more entertainment.
They've always done that, but now I mean they're just like tweeting that stuff out alongside the games.
Exactly.
And again, I think that hurts the comparisons of like, what do you mean? Because it's like, oh, this Superman movie is better than such and such. Now I'm mad about that.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is not how these things were meant to be interpreted or discussed.
Yeah, or maybe just if you don't want to look at reviews, just don't look at them.
Or like maybe
make your own opinion. Look at the trailer that Nintendo shares or whoever.
Right, but they're kind of in on, like, you can buy an IGN shirt that has the little icon with the 7 on.
They're in on it, the joke.
I kind of want that, actually.
It's pretty funny.
Maybe they should send me one.
I'd like that. Is a 4.
What?
I'm just kidding.
You reviewed me and it's a 4?
Some days.
That's the meanest thing. Oh, that's one of the meanest things you've ever said. Can't believe you would say that.
Too much water.
Too much water.
Too much water, you get a 4.
Wow. Great episode. Remember to check us out at patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. Get the Mr. Tezuka story time.
So much heartwarming stories.
Get that early access on our Summer Game Fest vlog. That's included as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to be putting up a recap soon of everything that we did on Patreon in May. In case you missed it, find something you like.
Yeah. We're also on the social. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Threads.
If you're watching this on video on YouTube, we'd love it if you could subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And if you are listening on audio services, you can also subscribe over there, give the podcast a 5-star rating, and leave a written review as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, let's shout out some wonderful Patreon community members, starting with Final Boss, Aaron Hatch.
There is. That fox may not ever move.
It's Fox and Fox
The
forever.
foxes...
Fox and Fox forever.
The foxes want to be together.
Love it. Superstars, Mara Mayhem,
Eigenverse.
Mike Chin,
Roy Eschke.
VGM Life,
Link the Hero of Wins.
Angela Bycroft,
Thomas O'Rourke.
Kyle LaBeouf,
Andrew Uhas.
Chili,
Chris Shuri.
Master Discord,
Travis Torline.
MSN Pokegamer,
R. Burns.
Kitten K,
Adrian.
Nathan Clover,
The Shark Among Men.
Rain Tech,
Kiss My Flapjack.
Paul Go Network,
Cameron.
Frederick Wolf Conradson,
Cat Silly Nerdy.
and Zooverf. And here come the One Up Club, Aaron Burgundy,
Adcool 2000.
Age 1000,
Ein Evelyn.
Ali Alejandro,
Allie McLovin.
Alejandro Arisco Borrego,
Andy Robinson.
Angel Aid,
Angie Jojo.
Anthony Kager,
Aristu.
Art 64,
Astro Dev.
Asurax,
Aquatic Fish 22.
Awesome 46,
Bino.
Barnstorm,
Bates.
Berserker,
Big N Gamer with a Y.
Blake Mitchell,
Bob Clayfin.
Boost Toast, oh my goodness,
Brad SF56.
Brandon Cooper,
Brandon Kavapel.
Brovak Novak,
Cashew.
Cedric Benson,
Chadir.
Chili Squirrel,
Kai X.
Crispy Saurus,
Christopher Lay.
Chunky Conga,
Colleen Finnegan.
Connor,
Cosmic Titan 718.
CP Coaster Lover,
Captain Alex.
Chris Sakiera,
Steve Roper 17.
Cynical Squid,
Daffers.
Dag DeLeo,
Dally Dinkum.
Dane,
Dachshund.
Davy Smalls,
David Kalpakis.
Delving with Dilford,
Dennis M2.
Debbie P.
Dinkum and Poppycom.
Doghead.
Doinko.
Dre.
Dr. Saturn.
Dub 496.
Dude Dad Life.
Eccentric Tony.
Elite Peach.
Sparks 50.
You and Granny Boy.
Furbound.
Fernie and Jess Forever.
Fox Deploy.
Funky Fresh.
Funky Han.
Gabriel Velez.
Gamers Like Anime.
Gamer Nerd 78.
Gary.
Garth the Wolf.
Gartooth.
Jeremy.
Gianni.
Guilty Phoenix 42.
Hannah is funky.
Heya Jose.
Ira Bell.
Iris Marin.
It's Anthony time.
It's your boy J-Ho.
Ivan Zito.
Jay Rando.
Jeb Jaws.
Jahari Garcia.
Jake the Snake 22X.
Jameson Eisenberg.
James.
James Pritchard.
J Bar.
Jerry 92602.
Jim Wakeland.
Joe Encarnacion.
Jonathan Rowe.
John Conboy.
Jordan Hemmerly.
Joris.
Joseph Gunter.
Josh.
Joshua Clements.
Gigi Fruit.
Just Camtro.
Justin Lemminger.
Jay Wolf.
Kaylin.
Kat.
Katie Estep.
Kawa2796.
Kind PVL.
Kevin Delane.
Katrina.
Kay Hooper.
Kilo Kibo.
Cal Jordan.
Christy Eckert.
Kyle Gamerberry Rookie.
Kyle 325.
Kyle Kretzer.
Larry Fitzpatrick.
Lazy Cat for Coffee.
Leah Rao.
Lem VX.
Levi.
Lex.
Linko.
Litton.
Luke Hayabusa.
Luna B.
Lynn.
Macho Potato.
Mac the Cat.
Mad Dog 5981.
Magnificent Easy G and Callie Marie.
Mario Man 392.
Marky Man 64.
Mary Cohen Coulson.
Matthias.
Maverick Nate.
Megan.
May plus Leon.
Michael Mazer.
Michael O'Hara.
Michael Wong.
Mikey Macaroni.
Mr. Ryan 07.
Motomania.
Mr. Andy Pong.
Mr. Beans and Dip.
Mr. Bendu 101.
Mr. Underscore.
Mytran.
Nasir.
Naif E.
Nigbia Reeves.
Ninbendo 64.
Ninja 11.
Ninja Black Belt.
Nova Roo.
One of a Kind.
Omega Index Card.
Oni.
Pangy.
Paper Boat.
Patrice Millette.
Pave the Way.
Peach Booty.
Firamar.
Prime Factor.
Prince Charmless.
PS Switch.
Punky.
Quintet.
Reckless Thomas.
Rob M.
Rob O.
Rob Y.
Robbie DLC.
Romsky 113.
Rocks.
RT64.
Ryan Hayes Music.
Ryan Haas.
Raynetta.
Sage Gamer.
Salkin 20XX.
Scott Seward.
Sebastiano Garase.
Sega.
Sharif Jackson.
Shinryu.
Shiny Elizabeth.
Slowbro.
Shump.
Schnozzle.
Spacey Poo.
Spider Girl.
Spicy Munchkin.
Star Fox Jubilation.
Yes. Steven.
Stuart Radley.
Swandao.
Pseudo Priest.
Super Nerdy Human.
Sreetac.
Tales of Link.
Talika.
Tamer Rhymes with Hammer.
Tandem.
Tanuki Dragon.
Tay 120 and 64.
Teal Fox 64.
The Hyrule Hero.
The Keggers.
The Quiet One.
Thomas Alvarez.
Three Rivers.
Tinkum Tinkum.
Thomas WC. Oh, Tim WC, sorry.
Token 777.
Tor Cheeks.
Totally Joe Ed.
Total Maru.
Trajowie.
Trevor Collins.
Tugs Puppy Bear.
Tuscoop.
Ty Bear the Bear.
Tyler Geis.
Victor MK.
Vidge Mictor.
Vinny O Games.
Viridian.
Virtual Bot.
Voice for Radio.
Waffles.
Waterblue BH.
WG Grizzy.
Wicked Davy.
William George.
Yammy.
YJ Choi.
Zachary S.
Zalgraf.
Zapandy.
And ZeroLink. Wow. We'll be back with one more episode looking back at the 1-year anniversary
Yes.
of the Switch 2 next week.
Yes, that's our final anniversary.
We're doing a mini award show.
That's gonna be fun.
No tuxedo. It's not that.
It's not that.
It ain't that.
Maybe you can wear a T-shirt with a print of a tuxedo on it.
That's going too far.
Okay.
The sanctity of Goaty must be maintained.
Must be preserved at all cost. But that'll be fun to look back on that
Very
and
fun.
give some awards
Yeah.
to favorites and not favorite
Yeah.
things. All right, that's the end of this episode, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.